Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you a live stream. It's been a while, guys. It has very much been a while. Been pretty much focused directly on trying to push out videos and content of that sort. And here we are, March 2nd, our first live stream directly of the new month. And this is this is what I got directly, for you, right? So this is pretty much off the heels of the conversation that was being had online where a Haitian woman decided that she wanted to go directly on a podcast and she wanted to stand, 10 toes down on how it is that she feels about Black Americans, right? So let me see. This is 0219. So let me just get that real quick. 0219. Let me put that directly up here. Just so, because I understand that a lot of people, when they happen to come directly in, they're like, "Yo, what are we talking about? What's the reference point?" There we go, 0219. So we're gonna go directly there, right? So this is going to be the reference point with the conversation, and this is going to have all the rest of the videos and the information follow. So let's just take a look directly at this, just in case people are a little bit lost and confused. Technically, the clip is a lot longer. It's about a good 4 minute clip dealing with this conversation, but I'm just going to put up the normal clip that everybody else has normally seen. So here we go.
Who? As far as I'm Haitian. Why? Where you from? What's your background? You American? Dirty Black American?
Wait, what?
Huh? Huh? What?
Wait, what'd you
American?
say?
Black American? What?
No. Hold on. You said dirty Black American.
You heard that? You just asked me what I said. I did.
Why you said that?
Because that's what y'all are. Dirty Black American.
She just said that.
I did. A dirty Black American. I sure did. Because that's what y'all are.
Just chill out on that dirty Black American comment. That's all.
I'm sorry. You really took offense to that. I apologize.
Anybody would take offense to that.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't.
Why you said that though?
I'm saying, why would you even fix your lips and say that, though? I'm confused.
Because that's just my experience. Like,
Bruh.
it's my experience. So I'm going to speak on it. But I apologize.
It's your experience?
Yeah. So I apologize
What experience you had?
if I offended you.
You accept the apology?
No.
Yeah,
he's
how?
not.
Like, that's super disrespectful. Like,
She did say it's dirty Black Haitians too, though.
Nah, I would never fix my lips to say, and I know some dirty Black Haitians. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would never fix my lips to say dirty Black. I wouldn't generalize, like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, nah, it is, bro. That's that Caribbean
It's
shit.
not.
And this is why we having the diaspora wars, because the dumb shit words. Remember that other Haitian, bro? Remember the other Haitian shit?
Care about nationalities. It's all about the personality to me.
You just said.
No. I'm sorry. I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture.
Keep rolling.
It must be a Haitian thing for sure. Like, yeah, I don't know.
They look a lot like pancakes or cookies. The recipe passed down from generation.
So, right, we heard that, right? And this is not the first time that I've heard those from, the islands and the Caribbeans and Africans and whatnot decide to state a variety of things that Black Americans, we don't have a culture, we don't know where it is that we come from, all this other type of stuff, yada, yada, yada. And now we got the new added on thing where they want to call us anti-immigrant, anti-African. They want to call us xenophobic, right? So in one of the previous videos that I brought to you guys about like a week ago now, I had a person in the comment section specifically tell me, for whatever reason, people don't know how to use the @ symbol and then put, the name of the channel directly up there so that we can have this conversation. But they made a response because they were mad that I posted this video directly up here. Let me just say something directly to a lot of y'all immigrants, you melanated immigrants directly out here. It's crazy how, as a Black American, if I happen to do anything or put information directly out there, y'all want to run your mouths in the comment section and y'all want to have the most problems. Y'all want to have the most rah directly with me in the comment section. But mind you, Europeans been messing up your country for the longest time possible, and y'all don't got no type of mouth directly for any of those folks. Y'all never have nothing to say, which is wild to me. Even for the immigrants that are clearly the melanated immigrants that are here in these United States. Again, white folks are making, different laws, rules, and regulations. They getting y'all up out of here, but y'all ain't running your mouths and saying nothing to those white folks. But y'all got all the mouth in the world for Black Americans, right? Y'all say that we don't have no culture, this, that, and the third, but yet we're proud people though. But yet you guys are proud people, but yet y'all ain't about to sit up there and stand up to those white folks in that government. The same thing that Black Americans have been historically doing. We've been doing this before y'all even got here, but it'd be like that. So, just in case for that person that had a problem with me throwing up this video dealing with the Haitians eating the mud cookies, I'm going to play this video yet again. And if anybody out there got a problem directly with it, you're going to have a huge problem with this whole live stream. I got you. So you have been warned. So if you want to cry in the comment section, that's on you. Talk to God directly about it, because we're going to deal with the black and white, that is about the situation. But let's continue.
Here in Haiti, women spend entire days making them. Grandmothers, daughters, and younger girls. Infants are nursed while mothers work the mix. Kids seem to enjoy them, at least when our camera was around. But these patties, known as bonbon terres by the Haitians who eat them, are a grim reminder of just how poor this Caribbean nation is.
So white people can sit up there and say that you're poor, disenfranchised, pretty much don't got nothing. Your kids walking around in all types of rags, walking around barefoot, and they're sitting up there. The same mud they walk on is the same exact mud that they sitting up there eating. But this is your culture. I've never in all of my lifetime been in the United States ever had a mud cookie. I don't even know what that is. I might have played in the dirt. I might have played directly in the mud, but we were not sitting up there eating that at the dinner table. We weren't eating that for lunch. We weren't eating that for breakfast. I wasn't even dreaming of eating mud like that. That's some wild type of work. So out of that whole area, the whole island that you got, there's no type of meat there. There's no type of fish directly in the sea. Y'all can't even like shoot a bird down with like a spear or a crossbow or something like that. You can't even call down some lightning. Like, what's happening? Out of all of that beautiful land that you got, you mean to tell me that you don't got no type of meat from land, sea, or water? What's happening? I ain't never seen it. What place on earth is this right now? And y'all got a population there, right? That's wild. That is clear. Wow. So the reason why why I'm saying all of this stuff is because you got a lot of folks out here that want to be immensely disrespectful to Black Americans. So the exact same Haitian girl that y'all saw, let me go back to her, right? Let me just freeze frame on her, right? The one that basically has everything about her. This does not read Haitian. I want everybody to understand this when I'm saying this, and I want to clarify this at this moment in time. All the aesthetics of what it is that you see with this woman right now does not read, breathe, emulate, or signify Haitian at all. I don't see no Haitian culture directly of her. When she was speaking, like, let me make you understand something. I've worked with Haitian men, and I understand how proud Haitians are, right? And when I was able to work with them and hear directly about, their culture and their history and stuff like that, I'm like, yo, y'all, it's like, yo, that's dope. Y'all got a lot of beautiful, rich, history, directly up there. And when I hear them talk, right, I can hear them go back and forth. They can go from English to patois to English, right? They can go back and forth. It's almost like hopscotch, right? But again, you knew that it was that they were Haitian. Right, you can see it on them. When I look at her, I don't see Haitian. I'm looking at the aesthetics of a Black American woman. I'm looking at everything from that ponytail. I'm looking at everything from that hairpiece that she got directly on to how it is that she's deciding to wear her clothes. None of that speaks to me and tells me that she is of Haitian heritage, culture, and that she is a Haitian woman. Color me surprised on that. So when Black Americans basically want to state to a lot of these folks, when we state that you guys are emulating and copying us, this is what we mean. We mean the aesthetics. Because if I'm, if I imagine somebody of their culture, I don't imagine somebody of their culture dressing like me. That don't make no type of sense. That's like me directly going over to Africa and trying to, live directly over there. And now I'm going to dress like the African men directly over there. Why am I doing that? I'm not an African man. I'm still going to be dressing directly as a Black American. I don't care how I got to sit up there and get it done. I'm still going to sit up there and make that happen. This right here, that's crazy to me. Like I said, when people say that they are proud about their culture, who it is that they are, I don't see it. because all I see is that you guys are cosplaying and emulating Black Americans. You're dressing like and talking like Black Americans. Y'all not even sit up there specifically eating your own foods here. Y'all eating everybody else's food, but y'all want to sit up there and talk about, oh, but what's your cultural dishes? What types of food do you Black Americans have? We're all over the place. We cook everything. You can go from just something very simple, such as like chicken wings, fried chicken wings. You can go look up the history on that and find that out. Matter of fact, us sitting up there, you know, frying that is so great that we took it from the United States and took it to South Korea, and we got the Asians over there doing it. Even though if you decide to go speak to Asians, a lot of them are ignorant of history, and a lot of them don't want to acknowledge anybody else. But Black Americans are the reason that a lot of Asians over there are frying foods, just to be real, because we bought that over when a lot of our grandparents were going over there for war and they were stationed. Like I said, people need to learn history. People need to learn some history real quick, trying to sit up there and say that we don't have no culture, we don't have no influence, we don't do this and we don't do that. That's some wild type work. But we're going to go directly into the next video, and then we got fields of information to read directly over in between, you know, some of the videos. So just as a pre-warning, there will be stoppages throughout the videos. I don't care if that's not how you like content. This is a live stream. This is my live stream. That's how I run it. And if you don't like it, you can go visit somebody else's page and watch their content. Like I said, I'm not about to cater to you. I'm going to do it how it is that I do it. So again, if you got complaints, take it up with God. Don't take it up with me. So let's continue.
Is of a Black American woman. How come?
As everybody has seen, FBA cannot answer what they control in America, because the answer is they don't control in America. The only thing they have control of in America is these goofy sayings, these clock it, and you know it's T when you see your two fingers touching.
So let me just do something real quick, right? So let me just break this down as both cosplaying and also as a minstrel show at this moment in time, because of how this is being situated. So this proud Haitian woman decided that she wanted to get online. Again, when I think about Haitian women, I don't think about them wearing like a blonde wig. I don't think about them wearing installs. They're wearing their natural hair because that's what they're doing directly where it is that they're from. But obviously we can clearly see that she's in the United States. And again, when you hear her speak, do you hear a lick of Haitian at all? Do you hear her even trying to go into patois? At least when it deals with like some of the Jamaicans and some of the others out here, you can hear, even though even if they're based in New York or somewhere in the United States, you can at least hear something, right? There's a little bit of something of the heritage directly in the voice, right? She don't got nothing, but I see the long fingernails. When I think about Haitian women on the island, I don't think about them wearing long acrylics. Why are you wearing acrylics? That don't even make any type of sense. I would think that would make your work life, your difficult, you know, life as you have it, even more difficult, right? Because now you got to, you know, figure out how to manage your nails and different stuff like that, especially making mud cookies, right? And then on top of that, you're wearing a blonde wig. Why would you have to wear a blonde wig if primarily Haitian is 90 something in the high 90 percentiles Haitian? Everybody looks the same. So why would you need to emulate another group of people? Because of what? Nobody's putting you down. You don't have white folks. You don't have a European, you know, ideology or a beauty standard directly out there that your women historically have had to try to adhere to or try to assimilate into in order to be accepted. Like I said, when it deals with Black American women, we have a history here as Black Americans of why it is that we do certain things. You have a lot of other folks that want to be ignorant of that history, and they just want to show up to the scene and be like, oh, but look at you Black Americans. Look at y'all doing this. Look at y'all doing that. Y'all don't have no pride. Y'all don't have this. Y'all don't have that. But yeah, y'all supposed to be some of the most prideful people, but you are taking on the aesthetics of a Black American woman, and you're not a Black American woman, nor do you have the history of Black American women. So what would be the excuse of a Haitian woman wearing a blonde wig? Somebody got to let me know. Educate me directly on that. Is it because of the French? Because y'all beat the French, and then the French put y'all directly in debt. So is it because the French got y'all in debt? That's the reason that I'm looking at a Haitian woman right now that wants to, you know, speak her 2 cents and put her hat directly in the ring, and she want to wear this blonde wig. Somebody got to make it make sense. Somebody has to make it make sense. That's some wild. That's some wild work. We got somebody in the comment section said that I sound crazy. Wow. Now, it's either one of two ways. You're either bot, you're a troll, or you legitimately think that somehow, some way, me defending Black Americans against others that are saying and speaking total ignorance out here, I'm the one that sounds crazy. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. But we're going to keep going because we're going to see if you're going to keep up that exact same comment, because it didn't sound crazy when I was showing the video of Haitians eating mud cookies, though, right? Complete silence on that one, though. But we got it. Let's keep going.
It's FBA's in my comments telling people, "Oh, that's not an American term. That's not a Haitian term. That's an American term. You guys don't have no control over it in America." I wanted to start by readdressing the reason why you felt the need to make this video about me is because I'm asking, what do you guys control in America? And the answer is nothing. So now let's address what you had to say about me. Oh, I'm cosplaying a Black American. I didn't know speaking English in America, which is the native language of America, is cosplaying anybody. That's not one.
No, number one, what they mean by cosplaying Black Americans, let's just get this very straight. And again, before anybody gets confused, I'm not talking about somebody using proper vernacular. I'm not talking about, people, quote unquote, sounding white. I'm not talking about none of that, because I know how people get. If you've ever been to different communities, right, the structure in which that people use English is vastly different from community to community to community. So how white folks structure and how they speak to one another is going to be different versus how Black folks do it in their communities, and vice versa. And then we compare it to how Black people speak, and again, we have a variety of different ways that we use the English language. It's going to be different all over the United States, but together, how Black people talk is going to be different from how everybody else talks. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the structure of the speech, of the words. We're talking about the cultural terminologies that are specifically used as well, that are hot with Black Americans, because we're the ones that make certain things hot. Everybody else ain't doing it. Like I said before, case in point, go back to a lot of shows that are on TV that are primarily, for just, I guess you could say the generalized population, basically white TV shows, right? Every now and then you would hear them use old terminologies. Oh, raise the roof. No, put the roof down. This is off the hook. This is off the chain. No, it's not. We don't. But like I said, a lot of those words, a lot of those terminologies we created, we came directly up with, and it became a cultural type of thing. And it became so much of a culture that now other people saw. I'm like, oh snap, this is what Black people say. It's like, yo, we can sit up there and like use this, and we can start saying it amongst ourselves, and da 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 da. And it's like, no, the moment in time, in a lot of, like I said, Black Americans know this. We know this. Everybody else don't know. But the moment in time that anything that we do culturally starts making it over the fence, when it starts going over to white people, it's over. It's pretty much, it's a done deal. It's dead. Like I said, when SNL with Will Ferrell did They Not Like Us, like I said, the song was going on for a good year. You even had other people sitting up there doing it. That was still like an iffy type of thing. It's like, y'all still don't understand what the song means. All right, cool, whatever. Ignorance is bliss, I guess. But the moment in time that it appeared on SNL and they decided to do it in the form of a skit, and they used one of their older skits from SNL when it was like the church choir type of thing, and they were doing They Not Like Us. Yeah, it was done. That was the last time. I swear to you, go look it up. That was the last time that you heard They're Not Like Us being played everywhere. It was done. So like I said, that's what I mean. Black Americans, when it deals with making something hot, when it deals with a type of culture, we carry that energy. There was a podcast before when folks were talking about who it is that they think, when they imagine Blackness, who it is that they think that exemplifies that are the cool ones to, in a sense, be. Jamaicans weren't saying themselves. Haitians weren't saying themselves. Africans were not saying themselves, especially the Africans in the UK. They were like, they think about Black Americans. And it's a fact. Whenever people think about stuff being cool, they're not thinking about all these other groups directly out there around the world. They're thinking specifically about the smallest majority directly out there, which is us. So that also comes with our fashion. That comes with our clothes. Well, yeah, same thing. Fashion, clothes, the whole hype beast when it deals with the, shoes. Like I said, whatever rappers wear, that's magically everybody else want to sit up there and wear it. Black American celebrities wearing something, everybody else want to sit up there and wear it. if black American rappers are advertising something, it could be like a liquor, again, it could be fashion, it could be a car, whatever it is. If it's an advertisement from those rappers directly in their music videos, everybody wants that. Like I said, everybody want to get a pair of grill. Everybody wanted to wear some diamond rings. If you couldn't afford diamond rings, cubic zirconias. If you couldn't afford, a chain, you probably go up to like the dollar store or whatever local gas station that you got, and you got something for like $5.15 or like $20, and you stacked about a good 5 of those directly on you to make it seem like you got something. Like I said, we got influence. We got a lot of stuff directly out there, but people don't want to give credit where credit is due. But let's continue.
Number 2, I was born in America. All this, we fled. There's people who are born in America who have different cultural backgrounds, but because FBA, you guys as a whole are very inexperienced people, y'all don't seem to think there's people of different culture background that were born in America. I was born in America. Okay, I didn't flee anything. Okay, and as far as the whole fleeing and why don't we build our country up, some of us did come here in bad circumstances. Some of us came here. There's a lot of people who came here for an experience. It wasn't because of a bad circumstance. A lot of y'all want to think it was this horrible condition. No, it wasn't. Then the whole, why don't we go back to Haiti and fix it up? I have started a business regarding the waste. I pay attention. I noticed that all you FBAs kept saying it's dirty, it's dirty, it's dirty, it's dirty, dirty. Even before you FBAs were saying it's dirty. I pay attention. I started I have a whole waste company business that I am boots on the ground, because guess what? In Haiti, Haitians control everything. Y'all talking about what do we control? We control the government, we control the food, we control logistics, we control airplanes, we control who coming in and out,
Right. So she wanted to say that Haitians control a lot of stuff, right? Because population wise, Haitians are the greater majority, of their spot directly out there in the sea. Correct? So let's look at the economy, because she wanted to say that, right? They said Haitian's economy is in a state of chronic, right, contraction, having shrunk for 6 consecutive years as of 2026. The nation remains the poorest. Let me repeat that again. The nation remains the poorest. One more time for the people in the back. The nation remains the poorest in the Western Hemisphere, with a gross domestic product, or GDP, of approximately 25 billion and a per capita income of around $2,143. Now, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of Black Americans right now that get paid every 2 weeks that pretty much they can pass that up real quick. 2001. Wow, that's crazy. That's diabolical, right? Current economic indicators 2025 through 2026. Negative growth. Real GDP declined by 4.2% in 2024 and is projected to contract further by 1.2% in 2026. High inflation. Annual inflation remains volatile, hovering around 26% to 32%, driven largely by gang imposed blockades. Let me repeat that again. Let me redefine that. Haitian gang imposed blockades on essential goods and high international fuel prices. Informal dominance. An estimated 60% of the GDP is generated by the informal sector, which employs roughly 86% of the labor force. Key pillars and revenue sources. Remittance. And we talked about remittance before when it dealt with the Somalians and how it is that Somalians have a 40% remittance out of the whole of the diaspora, or however it is that you want to put it, right? So for the Haitians specifically, remittance, the economy's primary lifeline in the Haitian diaspora. Let me repeat that one more time. The economy's primary lifeline is the Haitian diaspora. Remittance totaled 4.1 billion in 2024, equivalent to roughly 20% of the GDP, more than double the value of all Haitian exports. Apparel industry. Manufacturing is concentrated in the apparel assembly sector, which accounts for nearly 90% of total exports. However, this sector has faced massive job losses, down 45%, due to insecurity and the recent expiration of Hope/Help trade preference. Agriculture. While employing 2/3 of the workforce, agriculture contributes only about 16 through 25% of GDP. Productivity is hampered by several soil erosions, lack of irrigation, and Haitian gain control of the quote unquote bread basket, right, of the Ari Banite region. Critical challenges: gain controls of infrastructure. Armed groups control major transit routes and ports, imposing tolls that increase the cost of doing business and disrupt supply chains. Investment barriers: foreign direct investments, or FDI, has plummeted to approximately 23.6 million, down from nearly 400, down to 40 million in 2022. Corruption: a lack of a competition law, and poor electricity access remains significant hurdles. Energy crisis: Haiti is heavily dependent on imported petroleum. The removal of fuel subsidies in late 2022 led to the price spikes and a thriving black market, further straining household budget. So who are we gonna blame all of that directly on? That's all I'm trying to figure out. If Haitians, like she said before, Haitians control, right? That's where we froze. Haitians control everything when it deals with Haiti. She was like, we control the economy, we control the government, we control the laws and regulations, we control the trades, we control the jobs, we control who comes in and out, this, that, and the third. So why is Haiti so poor? Oh, that's right. That's because you control it, though, right? You got all of this power and you're poor. How does that work? You control all of the government and yet you're poor. How does that work? You have all of the land directly over there and yet you're poor. How does that work? You have, again, all of that land, air and water that you control, right? Nobody else controls it but you, but yet you don't have the proper facilities. You don't got the proper waste management, which we're going to get into a little bit later. You don't got an adequate food supply, and also, waste management and whatnot. That's a little bit confusing to me. If you control everything, you should be able to stop a lot of these things from happening, and the country should be better. And again, I find it very odd that a lot of these folks, they want to speak on Black Americans while being in America. I would respect it more if you were speaking directly from the grounds of where it is that you came from, and you wanted to be disrespectful. I'm all cool with that. But for you to be here and knowing the fact that the history of Black Americans, the blood, sweat, and tears, and everything that we sacrificed, that made it easier for a lot of y'all fools to come directly up over here, that's some wild work. But let's continue and listen more to her nonsense.
Control who coming in and out. You don't have no motherfucking control over shit in America. And that's why you guys, instead of them saying, yo, we don't control nothing, let's get our boots on the ground and figure out what we could control, y'all making videos trying to bring me down and talk shit, instead of answering the question, what the f do you own in America? What do you own in America? Because the Haitians that I know, we are putting our boots on the ground and we are fixing our country. There are hella nonprofits, businesses, organizations created in the name of fixing our country. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, why we don't go there and fix our country. All these people on my page, most of the people on my page are people who are doing stuff to fix the country. What the hell are you talking about? We go back to our country and fix the country. You're about to see a new international waste pro being brought up in a minute, thanks to me. Haitian American, putting boots on the ground, controlling the waste problem. Yeah, our hands are actually controlling that. Yeah, unlike FBA, you don't have no control of shit. And that's why, instead of you answering the question, you wanted to try to make it a problem that I'm in America, baby. I was born in America. What now?
But your parents weren't.
Now? Yeah, you don't control America. That's it.
Right. Let's see. So she was talking about waste management, right? Because this is the company as a Haitian woman. I'm sorry, a Haitian American, right? Because she was born here, but her bloodline is Haitian. But her family, the ones that came before her mother and her father, are the real runners and the track stars, right? Even though she wanted to try to be like, oh, everybody didn't come from extenuating circumstances. But yeah, we did have some people that came through extenuating circumstances. But y'all trying to make it seem like the extenuating circumstances are really so horrible, and really it's not. It was all of these excuses everywhere, and she didn't want to be honest about anything. But she wanted to be proud and loud about everything, right? So let's go to the waste management since she created this business. It says that Haiti's waste management is in a state of chronic crisis with only about 12% of waste collected nationwide. In the capital, Port-au-Prince, where nearly 2,500 tonnes of trash are generated daily, roughly 63% remains uncollected, often ending up in the streets, drainage canals, or the seas. So not only do you not have proper waste management there in Haiti, but you're creating so much waste that you can't even properly just put it in one place. So it's both in your streets, it's on your grounds, and it's in your water. You're polluting the very areas of which that you need to go directly to in order to get substance. But yet you want to stand up here loud and proud and talk about you really doing something. What part of that 12% are you when it deals with the waste management collected? Your business is not doing enough in order to fix the overwhelming problem that is plaguing Haiti at this moment in time when it deals with waste management. And I also want to sit up there and put this directly in a perspective as well too. If you're dealing with waste management, you also got to think about sewage. Where's all of that going? So it said key systemic failures, lack of infrastructure. Haiti lacks a formal national waste system. Right? What is it called? Truiter, an unregulated 200 hectare open air dump near Port-au-Prince, is the only major disposal site serving the metropolitan area, but it lacks basic safety features like liners and incinerators. Institutional instability. While a 2017 law established the nation's Solid Waste Management Service, or the SNGRS, implementation has been stalled by political upheaval and a severe lack of funding. But didn't she say that Haitians got money? That Haitians, do all of the laws, y'all running all of the politics up there. So if the Haitian people know that waste management is a very severe problem, on top of this being a very severe problem, it's also going to lead medically, when it deals with healthcare for a lot of people, especially the kids and the elderly. Why would I be able to read that this is being held up by, a variety of things directly up there, specifically by the Haitian people? That's a little bit weird to me, right? Non-existent sewerage. There are no citywide sewer systems or wastewater treatment plants in Haiti. Human waste is largely managed through private septic tanks or pit latrines, which often overflow during floods, directly contributing to cholera outbreaks. Didn't I just sit up there and say that before we got here? Didn't I just say that? And we all know that over there in Haiti, they get hit by quite a lot of storms, which brings it brings a lot of water, which then means that all of that sewage that they got underground is going to rise up. So then what does that mean for the public? Airborne illnesses. You're going to have mosquitoes and all these other types of mosquitoes, flies, and everything else carrying all different types of diseases. And then people got to walk through that. Crazy work. Crazy work. Public health and environmental impact. Flooding. Uncollected trash clogs drainage canals, leading to catastrophic flooding during heavy rains. Air pollution. In the absence of collection, residents frequently burn trash in backyards or streets, releasing toxic chemicals like dioxins and furans. Diseases. Stagnant water and plastic waste create breeding grounds for mosquitoes, malaria, and dengue, and facilitates the spread of waterborne pathogens. Again, what I just listed. But yet, again, she's standing loud and proud and saying all of this stuff about Black Americans. That's some crazy work. That's diabolical. And you talking about what you create as one Haitian, what you created. You talking about you got boots on the ground and you really sitting up there doing this, that, and the third. How do you know what's really going on if you ain't there? How about that one? How are you running a business and you're not even home overseeing that business? That's like sitting up there saying like you are the head of your family and you got great leadership skills, but yet you're somewhere else across the world while your family is back home. Who's leading them? Who's showing them the correct directions? Right? Who's putting down the laws? You're not doing it because you somewhere else. Again, how are you managing this business if you talking loud and proud from the United States and you're not in Haiti overseeing that and getting your hands dirty? Like I said, this is how I know she ain't really about that life, because she got them long fingernails. If she was out there really in Haiti doing that trash collection, she would not have those fingernails and she wouldn't be wearing that fake hair, because all of that will be getting destroyed by the trash, by the mosquitoes, by the dirt, by all that. She would not be wearing any of this stuff that she is currently wearing. Like I said, you got a lot of people just out here talking. That's crazy. That is diabolical. But you got the nerve to be loud and proud and talking, and you want to get mad because Black Americans got a response to what a Haitian woman said on the podcast. It's not like this Haitian woman just spoke inside of her house and somebody overheard her or recorded her, and then by word of mouth, it just spread to Black Americans. No, she came to a very popular podcast that she knows everybody all over the world watches and listens to, and she decided to state that. And she didn't just stay by mistake. She quadrupled her stance directly on that stance multiple times. Yeah, dirty Black Americans, because y'all is. I said what I said, because y'all dirty Black Americans. That's my experience. My experience is what it is. Y'all dirty Black Americans. Why ain't y'all dirty Black Americans? I said y'all dirty Black Americans, so y'all dirty. Right? She stood on that stance, and then she wanted to try to walk it back when she saw somebody get offended. Oh, my bad. You the person under the podcast. My bad. I didn't mean to offend you. If you took offense to that, I apologize. If I offended you, I apologize. And that wasn't a real apology, because if it was a real apology, you wouldn't have to put an if or but directly in there. You would just recognize and understood that you said something completely moronic, idiotic, and ignorant and stupid. And you would have just simply been like, you know what, let me walk that back. I apologize for what I said. I was wrong. She couldn't even say that. That's why he didn't accept that apology, because it wasn't a real apology. Like I said, I've never fixed my face unless people are being disrespectful when it deals with me or Black Americans. I ain't never just fix my face to get up online and start talking crazy about a whole bunch of other cultures. Anything that I say or do is in response to the negativity that people put directly out there. And I keep telling people that if you want to decide to be negative, you want to decide to open your mouth, you want to say so many things about Black Americans, you are going to always hear my mouth. I'm going to be right here. I don't got no time for no kumbaya to turn the other cheek. This is not the BAFTAs. Like I said, y'all must not have learned. Black Americans, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like I said, what happened in the UK is going to stay directly in the UK. But as Dion Cole said, if any white person here in this crowd at the NAACP Image Awards has Tourette's, and you even think you're going to utter any type of racial slur, know what happened after BAFTAs is not going to happen here. It's going to be a completely different situation. And we mean that. Like I said, when you're here and you're amongst us and you decide to do that, oh, somebody's going to see you. I can promise somebody is going to see you real quick, and you're going to be making a formal apology. But like I said, this is not the end of the foolishness. We're going to click. Oh, matter of fact, because we were going directly over the, what was it? The public health, right? What else do we got up here? We did the waste management. I'll probably deal. Matter of fact, because we dealt with the whole thing of the cookies, right? The mug cookies. Let's deal with the hunger in Haiti, right? Haiti is currently experiencing its most severe hunger crisis in decades, with more than half of the population, approximately 5.7 million people, suffering from acute food insecurity, which is what I listed before. The situation has reached such a critical point that it is now considered one of the highest proportions of acutely food insecure people in any globe crisis. So out of all of the people in the world, Haiti is suffering the most. So I'm trying to just figure out, for the loudmouth ones directly out there, like the one I'm showing you directly in front of you, you're so proud, but yet y'all really don't have no food in Haiti. How does that work? So you want to be loud and proud while you are able to eat, whatever foods in the United States. That can either be natural grass-fed foods or processed foods. Any which way, you got a selection of foods. You have all of these amenities that are allotted to you in these United States, and you want to be proud and loud about, your culture and your heritage and all this other type of stuff, but yet your people back home They can't say the same thing. They don't have the home or the apartment or the car. They don't have the safety that you're allowed here to have. But yet you want to be loud and proud, and you want to get on these internet streets, and you want to start talking crazy about Black Americans. This is what Black Americans talk about all the time when we sit up there and say that this is a thankless job, and that a lot of people don't want to give credit where credit is due. Because again, going back to what was that young woman? Where is she at? Let me see if I can pull up that video real quick, because there was a video that I gave to you guys recently where a young Haitian woman wanted to state that Haitians were the first Black Americans. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Trying to see if I can find that real quick, because yeah, it was her. Okay. All right. So let me just put this video. What is that? Right there. Let me just open this real quick. I gotta fast forward real quick. Right. So let me just fast forward this. This is a previous video that I gave y'all this week. Well, last week. Let me just there. It should be this one, right? Let me just rewind this a little bit back.
With R&B music, I swear to God, that's a concept. I'm so mad that just said that Haitians will never be Black Americans. The United States made their first census in 1790 because so many Haitian people were fleeing there from the Haitian and French Revolution, where they were colonized because they were taken from their homelands in France, in Haiti, and taken to France. And so when the revolution popped off, they came to the United States. And that, with the influx of refugees, is what the United States used to make their census. So Haitian people are the only Black Americans.
So let me just freeze it right there. This is another Haitian woman. She's basically saying and trying to solidify that the only reason that there's a Black population directly in these United States are because of Haitians. The only reason that you even have the terminology Black American or whatnot, or whatever, is because of Haitians. See how a lot of these groups come directly here and they want to decide to take the throne? These are the same folks that say that Black American, we don't have no culture, we don't have this, we don't have that, and all this other. Where were the Haitians during slavery? During the chattel slavery that Black Americans went directly through, historically speaking, where were these Haitians at? What were your numbers specifically? Because I don't remember y'all. But this is what they want to sit up there and do online. And this is why I say and I speak the way that I speak, regardless of what it is that people want to say directly in my comment section. I'm not about to sit idly by and allow these folks to be so disrespectful to Black Americans, to be so disrespectful to the history of Black Americans, to what it is that we had to sit up there and face and fight and go through and still go through, still to this day. And here y'all go online verbally trying to rewrite history. But yet I'm the one that's wrong, though. I don't know what it is that I'm talking about. Oh, okay.
The original Black Americans of the United States.
That's crazy.
Who formed their census in 1790. The United States admits that when they enacted the Bureau of 1865, entitled, they want you to think it's called the Freedmen's Bureau. It's called the Bureau of Refugees. Freedmen and abandoned lands. Refugees. Haitians are the only and the first Black Americans.
You know, you're probably listening.
Woo!
Are the only Black Americans. The original Black Americans.
Wow.
Black Americans.
That's crazy. She's saying that with a straight face. She said that Haitian people are the first, the only, and the original Black Americans. So what would that then leave Black Americans? So what would then be Black Americans? So let me guess. In her mind, that then means that she is going to say that what? Since we are taking their term, right? Who it is that they are. So we need to go back to being African American. But the problem with being African American is the fact that we are not from Africa. I didn't just come directly from Africa. My parents, my grandparents, my great grandparents, and so on and so on. We didn't just like, hey, boat, da 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 da, whatnot. Nah, like I said, history, 500 plus years here. everything here. Other Africans will specifically tell you that Black Americans cannot be African because we've been so far removed and so far apart that we are totally separate. That is Africans directly on the land. But explain that and tell that directly to a Haitian and anybody else, they don't want to sit up there and listen. They were like, "Oh no, you're African American. You don't want to, call yourself African because you're anti-African, you're anti-immigrant, you're xenophobic." No, we're not. We know who it is that we are. It's just that you guys don't want to respect what it is that we're specifically telling you, and that we're, because of the fact that we're standing 10 toes down on what it is that we're saying, that's leaving a lot of people uncomfortable because you can't specifically attach yourself directly to that. Even though again, y'all say that we don't have nothing, right? We don't have a culture, we don't have a religion, we don't have no power, we don't have no money, we don't have nothing. But if that is the case, right? Black Americans don't have nothing, then why is everybody in an uproar when Black Americans are like, yo, we're FBA, we're just Black American, we're indigenous, we're that, we're this. Why is everybody in an uproar? If we are a group of people, we're the smallest population in the United States, and we don't have nothing, and we don't add nothing to nothing, we're basically blank slates. What is the problem with everybody else when it is that we want to specifically brand ourselves what it is that we want to brand ourselves? Jesse Jackson was the main one in the late 80s that coined the term. The term African American has been around. Again, I read this in several live streams of different videos. The terminology African American has been around, for a few centuries, right? But Jesse Jackson in if I remember correctly, the late 80s was the one that coined the term. But during the 90s, people weren't really, in a sense, really using it like that. It wasn't up until the 2000s that you had people really using it and moving forward with that term up until now. And now people are like, yeah, I'm not using the term African American because it really muddies the waters and it technically doesn't make sense. Like I told people before, the best way I can sit up there and tell you is that Elon Musk is African American. Elon Musk, even regardless of his European heritage and where it is that he came from, he is a South African. He is a South African that came from South Africa, aka Africa, came to the United States. So that makes him African American. Africans, Nigerians, when they come directly from Africa to the United States, they are what? African American. So like I said before, it's starting to muddy the waters a bit. But like I said, with the terminology, there needs to be an asterisk, and certain things need to be squared away. Because historically speaking, the terminology African American, how it's been used, has been specifically used on Black Americans. Again, bar none, Black Americans have been the most reclassified, renamed groups of people, bar none. Nobody else even comes close. But yet you got a lot of folks out here not wanting to realize that on purpose and stay ignorant on purpose, and they want to throw up this, these are red flags. These are the complaints that I have with these African Americans wanting to rename themselves and rebrand themselves and and all this other type of stuff. Even when it gets to the point where Black Americans will be like, yo, I have, I'm indigenous, or I have, indigenous ancestry directly within my bloodline. You got everybody else up there saying like, oh, so what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you're indigenous. That doesn't mean that you're Native American. You're still African American. That doesn't make any type of sense. So somebody's telling you what it is that they got directly in their blood, and they can show you that, but you're like, that still don't mean nothing. You're still whatever it is that I call you. Like I said, all of y'all out there got a control problem. Y'all got some very unique control issues, directly out there. But like I said, dealing with the disrespect that is happening, this is clear cut what you're seeing. You got 2-3 Haitian women out there that want us to be disrespectful to Black Americans and also to the history of Black Americans, and people trying to rewrite verbally what it is that Black Americans are and what it is that we have contributed to. Like, that's crazy. So if y'all the first Black Americans, so all of the folks, all of the famous Black American inventors that we have, so what you're trying to say now, all of them are Haitian? We're not doing that, because if that was the case, Haiti would be the number one spot. It wouldn't be China. Haiti would be the number one spot to go to grab inventors and this, that, and the third, and all this other. Like I said, it's tiring, dog. It's tiring. And like I tried to tell people before, Black Americans are the only group that has to go through this. You didn't seen Haitians. You didn't seen Haitians. You didn't seen Dominicans. You didn't seen Jamaicans. You didn't seen Mexicans, Latinos, Siberian Native Americans. You done seen Asians, Africans, white people. You done seen even Indians from Hudistan, from India, right? You done seen all of these groups come out of nowhere attacking Black Americans and trying to specifically tell us who it is that we are. And everybody's like, yeah, general consensus says around the world, you Black Americans are African. So we don't know why you're trying to run around from the whole thing of trying to be African. But yet, when you got Africans running from Africa to be in Europe, what do you call that? When you got Africans running from Africa to go to Australia, what do you call that? When you got Africans running to China, to South Korea, to Japan, everywhere else, what do you call that? Black Americans are the main ones that are staying directly here. I'm talking about as a group, as a major population, you know, the minority population that we have. All of us are pretty much here. You've had a few that decided to venture outwards. It's not the whole, it's not a lot, it's few, far, and in between. But the greater majority of Black Americans stay directly here. We're not about to try to be some runners and track stars in other people's country and try to say that, oh yeah, this is automatically my culture, this is automatically us, and this is that and the third and whatnot or whatever. Like I said, in a lot of instances, a lot of these folks speaking on Black Americans are more ignorant than Black Americans who didn't know specifically what the history was because it was hidden and it was taken away. There's a lot of information that's being unearthed, that's being confirmed, that's being, you know, just put directly out there that anybody can read to basically state to you who it is that Black Americans are, but people want to ignore it. And like I said, this isn't a conspiracy, because that's normally what people say, like, oh, you guys just think that, you know, it's a conspiracy theory that everybody's against you. Nobody's against you. You guys just want to be victims. Nah, I done umpteen videos of people all around the world specifically making videos about Black Americans and deciding that they want to throw their hat directly in and try to tell us who it is that we are. Wild work. Crazy work. But at the same time, while they're trying to speak on Black Americans and tell us who it is that we are, they're dressed as Black Americans. How does that even make sense? That's some wild work. But like I said, let's continue to the next video that this woman has, right?
I really want to know, where's y'all's boots on the ground when it comes to real life situations? You guys have a lot of energy regarding one Haitian lady coming on here saying dirty Black Americans. Her opinion is irrelevant. Why are y'all letting one person's opinion rattle y'all up so much? Who the is that girl?
So, right. So within the same context, shouldn't she be using that logic when it deals with Black Americans making a response? Who are the few Black Americans that, why should Haitians, you know, why should we as Haitians really care about, you know, the responses of other people? Who really are they to us? And this, that, and the third. Why doesn't she use that logic? But better yet, why is it that Haitians have never used that logic when it deals with white people, when it deals with Europeans, specifically speaking on them and their culture and their country? And I'm never going to get a response on that. Never going to get a response on that. But yet, she has her chest out and she wants to really, you know, think that she knows what it is that she's talking about and speaking on. But she's speaking from an empty place. Wild work.
Is she a world leader? Is she somebody that's signing checks? No, she is not. Why the y'all so pressed like that? You know what I'm saying? These people in America are literally assassinating Black men, bro. FBA. Y'all's people. FBA has this thing where they keep saying, this is their land. America is their land. Their ancestors built America. Well, why the do you guys not have it in control? You guys don't control not a motherfucking thing in America. You guys don't control not the planes, not the radios, not the TVs, not the schools, not the food. What the do y'all control?
You know, the craziest part, let me see if I have my stuff directly in order, right? Because she said that we don't, you know, have, you know, control. Let me just at least give a little add on to something so that we can clearly you know, see this all at the same time. So it says Black Americans in the United States own approximately 2.5 million businesses, heavily concentrated in healthcare, Social assistance and professional services. While home ownership exists, they face a significant wealth gap, often owning less land and financial assets compared to white households due to historical disparities, and also due to the fact that whenever it is that, historically speaking, if anybody wants to look this up versus calling cap, when Black Americans historically have made certain things, it has been burned directly down or bombed or flooded. And whatever land that we were specifically on was stolen and given directly to white folks, even though they didn't earn it. It wasn't their inheritance. It was given over directly to them, right? Disproportionately moving wealth over from one group to another. Again, something this Haitian woman would never know. Next, we got businesses over 161,000 to 2.5 million, depending on reporting. Black-owned firms exist, with the highest concentration, 26% through 28%, in healthcare and social assistance. Other sectors include professional, scientific, and technical services, 14%, transportation/warehousing, and retail, property and land. As of 2022, Black producers operate approximately 32,700 farms and ranches covering 5.3 million acres. This is a sharp decline from the over 900,000 farms in the 1920s. And again, if you go back to the 1920s, like I told people before, during those times, you had those who were in power that decided to take land from Black Americans and give it directly over to white people. And again, any homes, any type of land or blocks that we owned, it was burned down, it was bombed, it was flooded. We were chased directly out. We were pretty much decimated for it. And this is why you see a lot of these white communities across the United States, because originally you had a lot of Black folks there. Next, we got financial assets. Black households are less likely to own stocks or retirement accounts compared to white households. However, they do hold significant, albeit smaller, amounts in retirement accounts and or stock. And another reason why you don't see a lot of Black folks trying to, well, older generations, place money directly in the banks is because when we did have banks, such as I think it was a Freeman Bank or whatever it was during the time, around the times in the 1920s or whatnot, or whatever, the people that were running it, who were not us, they decided that they wanted to, use it as vacation money, vacation funds, and do this and that. And they want to, put it directly into some railroads. They wanted to gamble, basically bankrupting Black folks, taking their money and just doing whatever it is that they wanted to sit up here and do. And also dealing with the economy. Again, Black folks have history here, and we have a huge distrust in the financial system and in the banking system because we have never been treated right. Something always magically happens when it deals with us. Business structure. Over 90% of Black-owned businesses are located in urban areas, with a large number in Florida, Georgia, Texas, and California. Around 96% of our sole hold on. Wait. Let me do one thing because we got Pew Research. Let me do one thing. Okay. Oh, let me do this. Just real quick, because that actually just hit me. 1 second. Right. So we got the Pew Research Center. So when we look directly at that, it says a look at Black-owned businesses in the United States. I'm so glad I still had this up. It says that more than 1 in 5 Black adults in the United States say owning a business is essential to their personal definition of financial success, according to a 2023 Pew Research Center survey. While Black-owned businesses have grown significantly in the United States in recent years, they still make up a small share of overall firms and revenue, according to our analysis of federal data. They said in 2022, there were 194,585 United States firms with majority Black or African American ownership. That's up from 124,004 in 2017, according to the latest estimates from the Annual Business Survey, or the ABS, conducted by the United States Census Bureau and the National Science Foundation. Black-owned firms' gross revenue soared by 66% during this time span, from an estimated 127.9 billion. So let me repeat that again: 127.9 billion in 2017 to 211.8 billion in 2022. Despite this growth, majority Black-owned businesses made up only about 3% of all United States firms in 2022 that were classifiable by race and ethnicity of their own. And they also accounted for just 1% of gross revenue from all classifiable companies that year. By comparison, in 2022, roughly 14% of all Americans were Black. What else we got? They said, what was it? Notable classifiable companies. They said, as has long been the case, white majority owned businesses made up the greatest shares of classifiable firms, 84%, and their revenue 92% in 2022. About 1 in 10 classifiable firms, 12%, had Asian American majority owners, and no more than 8% had majority owners from another racial or ethnic group. How many workers do Black-owned businesses employ? Black and African American majority owned firms employ roughly 1.6 million workers in 2022. The firm's annual payroll are estimated at 61.2 billion. About 7 in 10 Black-owned firms, 71%, had between 1 and 9 employees in 2022. Much smaller shares had 10 to 49 or 13% or 50 or more than 3% workers that year. Another 13% had paid employees at some time during the year, but reported having none at the time the survey was conducted. Then we go to the most common sectors, and they said by far healthcare and social assistance. Nearly 50,000 of the roughly 195,000 United States companies with majority Black or African American ownership, or 26% of the total, were part of the sector in 2022. Look at the difference different ways. 8% of all classifiable United States businesses in healthcare and social assistance sectors were majority Black owned that year. Other common sectors include professional, scientific, and technical services, comprise of 14% of all Black owned businesses. Transportation and warehousing, 9%. Administrative support and waste management and remediation services, 8%. Retail trade, 7%. Accommodations and food services, 7%. So again, you do have Black owned ownership directly out here. We do own some things. We are, shaking and moving some things. Again, we are about like 14% of the population. And even with those small numbers, we are still able to do quite a bit directly out here, even though, again, listening directly to the Haitian, she don't want to sit up there and say she don't want to listen to none of these things. As easy as it was for me to look up this article, Pew Research, anybody else can look this up and see what it is that I read. And you can also look up other articles that will, pretty much give you the same information, maybe a little bit more, or maybe they might have, compressed it, right? But you're still pretty much going to get the general information that, this is what Black Americans are doing. This is what we contribute to the businesses. This is what we employ. This is the monies that we contribute to the economy by way of the businesses. the entrepreneurship that we have, when we are out here moving to and from, right? So we got some more information directly in here. Hold on, let me see if I can move this directly over, right? Let me go directly over. It said as of 2024 through 2025, an estimated 49.2 to 51.6 million people in the United States identify as Black, representing roughly 14% through 15% of the total population. The population has grown by over 30% since 2000, driven by natural increase, rising immigration, especially from Africa and the Caribbean, and increased multicultural identification. So I would say we want to technically lessen those numbers directly down there, because those numbers are a little bit inflated, because you got other folks directly in there that are being listed as Black who normally would never consider or call themselves as Black, right? Key demographic statistics: population size 49.2 million 2024 to 51.6 million in 2025. Growth increased from 36.2 million in 2000, a 33% growth rate. Composition in 2023, 82% of the Black population identified as single race, non-Hispanic, while the number of multiracial And Hispanic Black Americans has grown significantly. Immigration, approximately 11% of Black population over 5 million is foreign born. Regional distribution, the highest concentrations of Black Americans are in the South, with majority populations in states like Texas, Georgia, and Florida. Right. And also within those main states that they listed, you got a nice population of Africans there as well. Age, the population is diverse with a significant number of millennials and Gen Xers. Economic impact, as of 2017, there are 124,004 Black-owned employer businesses. Right. They said that the Black population continues to be the fastest growing demographic with significant increase in diversity and identification. Again, cited by Pew Research Center. More directly over. Right. It says that the population of Haiti is approximately 11.8 to 12 million people as of the early 2026, making it the most populous country in the Caribbean. The population is characterized by a high growth rate of about 1.23% of median age of 24.3 years and a significant dense urban population concentration in areas like Port-au-Prince. Key population statistics 2025 to 2026. Total population estimate is 11.99 million in February 2026. Growth rate approximately 1.23% annually. Density highly urbanized and roughly 437 people per square kilometer. Age structure, the population is young with a median age of 24.3 years and over 35% of the population is under 15. Gender distribution, roughly 5.95 million women and 5.83 million men in 2024. Migration, over 1.6 million Haitians live outside the country with significant populations in the United States, Canada, and the Dominican Republic. Demographic breakdown, ethnically, approximately 95% of the population is of African descent. Religion, predominantly Christian, roughly 87% combined, Roman Catholic and Protestant, with a long-standing cultural practice of voodoo. Languages such as Haitian Creole, French are the official languages. So put a pin directly in that religion part because that's going to come directly up. Because she's going to either in the video that I'm going to continue on or in another video that I have, she's going to talk directly about religion. And yeah. So let's go directly back here.
Y'all don't control nothing. Y'all love coming on the internet and saying how much this is y'all's land. Y'all own America. Y'all own America. Y'all ancestors built America. Well, why is it that you guys have no say-so? You don't have no control over America. You guys don't have no privileges in America. Why is that? Can somebody, FBA, where y'all at? Y'all have all this energy towards a person's opinion about Black Americans. That lady does not have no control over any type of tangible. She is not overseeing no project. She is not nobody to give a about some random girl. But what I can tell y'all is these people are literally assassinating FBA in America, and all you FBAs are sitting around letting it happen. Y'all don't have the same energy towards the people that really don't like y'all. See how y'all hate
Shout out to Brother Allen.
See how y'all can't stand the Africans? Y'all hate the Jamaicans. Y'all hate the Africans. Y'all hate the Somalians. Who y'all really should hate is these people that is assassinating y'all on you.
Hold on. Now, see, this is when we start to have an issue, right? So let me just roll that right back because I love when these folks want to pull up to the scene. And she said that, hold on, let me just play. Let me just make sure.
Where y'all at? Y'all have all this energy towards a person's opinion about Black Americans. That lady does not have no control over any type of tangible. She is not overseeing no project. She is not nobody to give a about some random girl. But what I can tell y'all is these people are literally assassinating FBA in America, and all you FBAs are sitting around letting it happen. Y'all don't have the same energy towards the people that really don't like y'all. See how y'all hate them Haitians? See how y'all can't stand the Africans? Y'all hate the Jamaicans. Y'all hate the Africans. Y'all hate the Somalians.
So I just want to point out this, right? These are the same folks that like to say that everybody's Black. They like to do this flat blackness. But then when they start speaking, they make sure to keep everything separate because they know that amongst themselves that they're all separate because they got their own different cultures, religions, beliefs, history, and all this other type of stuff. But when it deals with Black Americans, people want to say that, oh, we're all Black. Huh? Where? How when that happened? Because that's not, as a Haitian woman that we're listening to right now, she's not using flat blackness. She's not saying that, oh, everybody's black. No, she's like, oh, the Jamaicans, oh, the Haitians, oh, the Africans, oh, the Somalians. I thought everybody was black. I thought everybody came from Africa. I thought everybody came from the source. Thought, you know, everybody came from the cradle of civilization. I thought that's what it was. And then you want to move from that and say that we hate all of these different people out here, which that is not even anywhere close to anything, to then trying to make a point to say that Black Americans don't do anything when it deals with the police or the government. We've always done stuff. Like, what are you talking about? Do you not know anything about the Black Panthers? Do you not even like realize once black folks during that time started arming up and, you know, started doing the whole thing with the Second Amendment, and they wanted to start doing armed marches and they want to arm up? This is when you have, what is it? What is the gun police, the NRA, whatever it was. This is when they wanted to start to enact and start to make, you know, certain laws specifically because of black folks arming up and wanting to protect themselves. And she's making it seem like, oh, y'all ain't gonna do this. Y'all don't sit up there and do that. Y'all don't say nothing to these people. Y'all don't stand up against them. The whole reason that you're even here as a Haitian woman to even be disrespectful to Black Americans is because Black Americans laid down the road work. We laid down the concrete. We laid down the ground that you are currently talking directly on in order for you to even be able to fix your mouth as a Haitian to speak negatively about us. You're not going to sit up there and tell me that it was Haitians that enabled you to be here. No, it's not. Your Haitian parents, your Haitian families are here because we allowed it, because we sacrificed blood, shed, sweat and tears, all of the bodies for Black Americans. We can literally see the bodies on the ground of those who came before us. And we know specifically what it is that we are walking directly on. And this is why we speak about our history the way that we do. This is why we make sure to put it directly up there so that it's never forgotten, because it will be impossible for us to decide that, okay, we're going to, you know, whatever happens with us, we know that you Haitians and then everybody else will sit up there and carry the history for us and carry that respect forward and make sure that nobody forget. They don't care nothing about that, but they'll make sure to have their history up there. They'll make sure to do the carnivals, right? They'll make sure to do all of this other type of stuff. Remember, these were the same folks that when Michael B. Jordan wanted to come up with an alcohol, I think it was like, what was it, like Juve or something type of like alcohol, y'all were the main ones to sit up there and get online and start to talk about Black Americans and to talk about Michael B. Jordan trying to do that. Like, oh, you guys are trying to steal from our culture. You guys are doing this and you guys are doing that. You're not even of us. Y'all wanted to make sure that y'all wanted to make us understand that we are not of you and you are not of us. And it was wrong for Michael B. Jordan to do that. But yet I did a video specifically, I know many others did, showcasing the fact that you got somebody who is white that literally, I think, what was it, like Calypso or some other type of drink dealing with the Caribbeans or whatever it was. He specifically used your names, whatever it was from your culture, to make a company and make millions, probably even potentially billions of dollars. But I ain't seen none of y'all sitting up there opening your mouths towards that white dude, though. But when it's Michael B. Jordan, though, oh, it was open season. Y'all really wanted to show y'all backsides directly on that. But when it deals with white folks, y'all don't got nothing to say, though. That's crazy. That's wild, though. But I thought we was all black. That's wild.
Who y'all really should hate is these people that's assassinating y'all on y'all's own land that y'all claim y'all built. Y'all ancestors built this up, but y'all don't have no control in the land that y'all built. What do y'all control? Put it in the comments. Y'all control the Department of Education? No. Y'all control the food that gets fed to y'all? No.
Whoa! She said, "Do we control?" Now, the Department of Education is a little bit different. In a lot of areas, people don't control the Department of Education. Now, but we have people that are directly over it that are quote unquote Black American. Yes, we do, who are directly a part of it. And they're the ones that allow books or whatnot or whatever directly there, such as me being a Detroit native. Yeah, you had, well, at least during that time, it's been a minute, but at least during that time, I remember you had Black folks directly, you know, a part of that group. And they were the ones that gave the yay or nay when it dealt with, you know, the monies or the books and all of this other type of stuff. So yeah, you would have Black people within education, depending on the areas, having a type of control or a say so on what goes on directly in those public schools. So yes, the issue wanted to also mention the food. Didn't we just go over the whole thing of we owning farms and we're having land, and a lot of the stuff that we have, we're putting, food directly on the table for other folks directly out there. You literally have black owned farms that are given, spinach, cabbage, green beans and all these other types of things directly out there. But yet she don't want to, with the young mind that she has, she doesn't want to put any energy forth in order to educate herself on any of those things directly out there. Not to mention that even in between from the pandemic to now, we've had black farmers directly on mainstream media giving their grievances or talking about a variety of things when it deals with the tariffs, or even when it deals with the economy, and how it is that is going to impact farming, and how it is going to impact every single American when it deals with the food from the farm reaching your table. Like, it's crazy work out here when people want to try to make it seem like Black Americans don't own and we don't have nothing. Like, we're just here. Like, that's crazy to me. That's wild.
I control the Department of Justice? No. I control Department of Housing? No. Y'all don't control nothing in America, but y'all.
So she said the Department of Housing. And again, going back into the statistics that I gave you guys before, we do have things dealing with home ownership. We do have folks out there that are selling homes, right? It may be few, far in between and low, but we are directly out there. And that is for very precise and specific reasons, because there have been things, as which was stated per the information, that strategically and very specifically deal with Black Americans, and how it is that the system that is in play at this current moment in time will perform certain things in order to make sure, it's only going to be a few y'all directly here. Even when it deals with home ownership, there's multitude of videos directly out there where Black homeowners want to put their homes on the market and they want to sell it for the amount that it's worth. And people were trying to, undersell. They were like, oh, your house is worth realistically 500,000. Nah. Oh, it's a Black that owns that. No, you're not getting all that money. We'll give you 150 to maybe 200 at most. But yet, if it was somebody white in that house, it'll be sold they'll get either that price, or they'll receive an asking price. So maybe it is 500,000, they'll get that, right? Or maybe a small bit or a tad bit under. But if the asking price is all right, the house is 500,000, but we've actually done a lot of work, both in the house and the land to bring it up to snuff. So realistically, with the amount of work that we put in here, this house would be considered 500,000, but we've put an extra $250,000 directly into the house, right? Bringing it up to a grand total of like 725 or 750, whichever the number that I said. And they'll also be able to get the asking price. When it deals with Black Americans trying to perform the exact same thing, it doesn't work. And this only comes to light when we swap ourselves out of our home in order to sell it, and we put somebody white in there. When we take anything out of the house that may seem Black or Black-like, and we start putting up the white paintings, we put up a white family up here, we put up some different furnishings and all this. That's the moment in time that people are like, oh, this is a great house, this is a steal. What's the asking price? Oh, really? That's it? Matter of fact, we'll buy it over that. We'll buy it over that. We gotta support our whites. But like I said, even with a lot of these things being directly out there, you got people that want to stay willfully ignorant. You have a lot of people that don't even want to pay attention to any of that directly out there, even if, and that's the craziest part, and everybody pays attention and loves mainstream media, because when mainstream media tells anybody about something, that's when people believe it. But even when mainstream media has pointed this out and showed this directly to people, you still have folks out here that want to be naysayers. They want to make it seem like it's just, this is just them trying to make Blacks seem like the victims. This, that, and the third, and rah. Man, what's listening to you?
I have all this energy to be talking about one Haitian girl's opinion. Get y'all boots on the ground. These people is laying y'all down on the ground and shooting out in the back of the head, right? They doing that to FBA in America. That's not happening in Thailand, Brazil. That's happening in FBA's land. Because that's what y'all the one said that this was y'all land. This was going on in y'all land. That y'all ancestors fought for y'all to get killed on y'all own land and I had no say so. Oh, that's that. Okay.
You know the wildest part? Let me just put it like this, right? This is the one thing that I do know for a fact. All of these other immigrant groups out here, they got all of this mouth for Black Americans and this, that, and the third. If it dealt with white people or if it deals with the Jewish community, they don't have nothing to say. I have yet to see any of these groups out here specifically speak on both of those groups. Black Americans, we've at least spoke on everybody. Like I said, if you don't believe me, go pay attention to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Again, we have spoken about into every single group directly out here, respectfully speaking. We done spoke to everybody and addressed everybody. But again, I don't really see these other groups really addressing other folks directly out here, which is very odd to me. But again, y'all got all this mouth for Black Americans. And again, she's a Haitian woman. Shouldn't you be still having all of this mouth and energy towards, France or whatever it was, the French and all this? Like, shouldn't you be really having like your chest out and really talking to like the French? Because y'all still got to pay them back. I don't think y'all repaid that debt yet. Shouldn't y'all really still be having, a conversation with the Red Cross or whatever it was? Because I could have sworn, didn't I do like a video some years ago back when like the earthquake or whatever it was, or the coup, whatever was going on in Haiti, right? Something's always happening. But I could have sworn that, close to $1 billion or whatever dollars were raised for like the Haitians, but yet y'all didn't really see a lick of that money. Where did it go? Where did it go? You wanna talk all this talking about like, oh, this is happening to Black Americans in their land. Look at what you're doing over to your people in your own land, and then you wanted to bring up like Brazil and Thailand and all. Ain't nobody talking about them. They got their own problems going on over there with their own governments and their own people. You, my friend, are a Haitian woman. What is specifically going on over there in Haiti? Why don't you specifically speak on that? Right, let's deal with the hunger, right? Oh no, we did. I think we did the hunger a little bit earlier. We did waste management because she brought that up. Poverty in Haiti, right? Oh no, didn't we do poverty as well too? I feel like it's almost as if we didn't do it, but yet we did at the same time. I've been doing this for so long, everything seems like water. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, maybe we didn't. So let me just do it anyways. So my apologies if this is technically a rehash. We're about like an hour plus into this. So let's go. So poverty in Haiti says Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere with a poverty crisis that is both chronic and currently accelerating due to unprecedented civil unrest. As of early 2026, the economic situation remains dire, characterized by extreme inequality and near total lack of basic services for the majority of the population. Current poverty statistics, national poverty line. Approximately 59%, you might as well round it up to 60, of the population lives below the national poverty line. Extreme poverty. Roughly 37% of Haitians live in extreme poverty, defined as surviving on less than $2.15 per day. So you mean to tell me that y'all living on Christian Children's Fund money at this moment in time, just $2 a day, will help this little Haitian baby not eat mud cookies? We'll be able to afford her some rice, some dried chicken meat, and maybe even some dried fish and mosquito nets. Just $2.15 a day will help her be able to drink clean water where there is no waste management or clean water within the area that she currently lives in. Just $2.15 a day will be able to have her get adequate housing directly in Haiti, which there is no adequate housing because of the, like I said before, it's crazy when y'all want to get online and y'all want to talk about Black Americans while living in America, but yet back home, that your people are surviving on $2.15 per day. You mean that we got homeless people in the United States that are making more than that per day? What's happening? Do you understand what I'm saying? We got home. Let me repeat that one more time. We got homeless folks in the United States of America that are making more than roughly 37% of Haitians in Haiti. Let that sink in. So then we got a multidimensional poor. Beyond income, 41.3% of the population, around 4.7 million people, suffer from multidimensional poverty. We're dealing with like some Doctor Strange portals and whatnot out here, which includes severe, right? What deprivations in health, education, and living standards, wealth inequality. Haiti is one of the most unequal countries globally. The richest 20% of the population hold over 64% of the total national income. Whew, that is diabolical. While the poorest 20% hold less than 1%. Ooh, ooh, that burns. Oh my God. The richest 20% in Haiti hold 64% of the total national income. Brother, what? That is diabolical. That is diabolical. Majority drivers of poverty, gang violence, Haitian gang violence, and economic paralysis. Armed gangs, Haitian armed gangs control roughly 90% of the capital, paralyzing trade, closing businesses, and preventing the movement of goods. This has led to a projected GDP contraction and a catch-22 where poverty fuels gang recruitments, which in turn destroys the economy. But yet you want to get online and you want to talk about Black Americans and what it is that we control. Haitian gangs control Haiti. And because they don't want to work with the system and they're working against the system, they are both causing their own growth in gangs, but they're also causing the demise of Haitians. Color me surprised. Like I said, y'all control that though. Historical debt. Haiti's development was crippled by an 1825 independence debt to France, reparations for lost property, including enslaved people, which cost the country the equivalent of 21 through 25 billion today, and took until 1947 to pay off. Oh, so y'all actually did pay that off. So if y'all done paid off y'all debt to France, right? That was a jacked up deal. That's worse than the 360 deal. That's diabolical, right? So it took y'all right from 1825 to 1947 to pay it off, and y'all did it. So why y'all still in the circumstances that y'all currently in? So let me just pull back when I was talking about like y'all still owe France money. Let me pull that back with further information. Y'all don't owe France nothing. So if y'all don't owe nobody nothing, why are y'all still poor and broke? Why is the richest 20% have ownership of 64% of the wealth of that country? What? Brother, but like I said, y'all control this, right? Natural disasters, frequent earthquakes and hurricanes such as the 2010s and the 2021 quakes caused damage that often exceeded the country's annual GDP, tapping the nation in a cycle of emergency recovery rather than long-term growth. Lack of infrastructure. Most Haitians lack access to reliable electricity, clean water, or formal sanitation. In rural areas, only 60% of people have access to improved sanitation. Social impacts. Educational barriers. The average cost of education is $140 a year per child. Is prohibitive for many. Over 250,000 children are not enrolled in schools. So all it takes is $140 per year to educate a Haitian child. If people were actually nicer to Black Americans and they weren't online saying stuff, you could actually have Black Americans that would chip in to make sure that a lot of your kids would be educated. Therefore, it would progressively move your whole culture forward. But because y'all want to jump online and y'all want to be disrespectful to Black Americans, this is why you are currently going through what it is that you're currently going through. And remember, everybody's not Black, right? Next, and again, that's the educational barrier. So I'm just trying to figure out, right? So let me see. Do I still got her picture directly up there? Okay, yeah, the one in bonnet. So again, this Haitian woman, she says she opened up a waste dealing like some waste management businesses, right? So she got some money. So it takes 140 to educate like a Haitian child. So you mean to tell me with the American dollars that you basically, I'm pretty sure she can get like 10 grand real quick, right? But she don't want to do that and educate like her kids, educate the kids directly in Haiti. I would think it would be more beneficial for her to get up some money and send them back home to help educate those kids. You know, that's all I'm saying. Like you can educate, a lot of kids directly out here if she actually wanted to, but that ain't what she was trying to do. She's just out here just, talking a lot of nonsense about Black Americans. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Next, underneath that, they got labor market. Unemployment is high, and roughly 87% of the workers are stuck in informal sectors with no job security or benefits. Remittance dependence. The economy heavily relies on the diaspora, Haitian diaspora, with remittance accounting for roughly 15.5% of the GDP. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. So then we can go. We do got land ownership directly down there, but let's look at. We did the economy. We can do the healthcare, right? So we got Haitian healthcare, right? Haitian healthcare system is currently in a state of near collapse, severely crippling by systematic underfunding and targeted gang violence. Again, with the gangs, they're everywhere. It's wild work. As of early 2026, the situation has shifted from a chronic struggle of an acute emergency, particularly in urban areas. Current state of facilities. Systematic failure. Approximately 7% of public health facilities in the capital of Port-au-Prince have been forced to close due to looting, arson, and insecurity. This includes the HUEH, or the State University Hospital, the country's largest medical center, which was attacked and set on fire in early 2025. Functional status. Only about 26% of inpatient facilities nationwide are fully functional, while in the capital, nearly 50% are non functional or destroyed. Medical brain drain. An estimated 40% of healthcare providers have fled the country recently due to extreme insecurity, leaving remaining staff overwhelmed and undersupplied. So even Haitians are running. They're like, yeah, I don't feel like dealing with these gangs. I don't feel like dealing with this. I don't feel like dealing with the people no more. Let me just sit up there and run to America. Barriers to access, physical insecurity, gang controlled, quote, no-go zones prevent patients and staff from reaching hospitals. Even if a facility is open, many Haitians are too afraid to leave their homes to seek care. So the Haitian people are stopping Haitian people from getting proper medical care. Wow. So it's not the French and it's not the United States. Haitian people. Prohibited cost. Public health spending is critically low at roughly $13 per capita annually. This forces many to rely on private sector, where costs are often out of reach for the 59% of the population living in poverty. Geographic disparities. Access is even scarcer in rural areas, where only 19% of the population has access to primary care. Leading health threats, communicable diseases. Haitians face higher rates of tuberculosis, HIV and AIDS, and malaria. A persistent cholera outbreak remains a major threat due to poor water and sanitation. Maternal and child health. Haitians has the highest maternal mortality rate in the Western Hemisphere. The closure of maternity wards has left thousands of pregnant women without safe delivery options. Trauma and wounds due to conflict. Hospitals that remain open, such as Hospital University de la Paix, probably mispronounced that, my apologies, are primarily focused on treating severe gunshot wounds and emergency trauma. Non-governmental response. Because the public system is so weak, NGOs provide a massive portion of care. Organizations like Partners in Health and Zanmi La Santé operate a network of 15 clinics and hospitals that have pioneered community-based care for chronic diseases, Others, like Project Hope, use mobile medical units to bring care to displaced populations in remote areas. Yeah. And again, you got folks directly out here wanting to fix their face and speak about Black Americans, but yet as a Haitian, you could put with the American dollars that you get, you can easily put, hundreds of Haitian kids on your back and have them go directly to school to get a better education. Again, bettering the population. Again, trying to help stabilize the population, right? By educating them, you're less likely to have them decide that they want to be a part of a gang, and then by them being part of a gang, further destroying and collapsing their society. But yet she want to talk about Black Americans and what it is that we own and what it is that we're doing and what it is that we're not doing. I just told you what it is that Haitians are doing and not doing. And all of it is culminating into the destruction of Haiti. You can't blame it on the United States government. You can't sit up there and blame it on the Europeans, aka the French. You can't blame it on nobody else. The reason that Haiti is in the circumstances that it is currently in is due to the fact of Haitians. Again, the debt that Haiti was due to repay back to France, the ridiculous debt they took from it was implemented in 1825 from what we read, and it took them up until 1947 to pay it off. So the debt has been paid. You're not in debt with France. So again, why are you in the circumstances as Haitians? Why are you in the circumstances with your own state, with your own country, with your own government, with your own hospital, with your own people? Why are you consistently in this perpetual debt? That's wild. That is diabolical. 100%. 100%. Right. But it gets worse. But let me just get a shout out real quick. Shout out to Brother Allen for the $5 dono. Shout out shout out to Brandon V. World for the $10 dono. This man was like, "What's good, brother?" Here comes a new challenger. That man has come back to town. That's right. You're getting both catchphrases today. This man, ridiculous. And shout out for the $2 dono. This man said, "Not the Bonnet the Hedgehog joke." That's crazy. My bad. All right. So minus that. Now let's go to another video that she got up here.
Police force, the people of authority assassinate you Black Americans how they do, and they treat you Black Americans how they do, like shit. It's because they know y'all are. They know.
So let me get this straight, right? So in a previous video, she wanted to just say FB. This is what I want a lot of people now. To a lot of the Black folks out, Black Americans, right? It don't matter if you call yourself ADOS, FBA, indigenous, Hebrew Israelites, whatever it is. When they specifically speak, they're encompassing the whole of Black Americans, those that they know that are not them or of them. So don't think that just because she's saying, "Oh, she only talking about the FBAs," yeah, I don't even sit up there and co-sign that. So I know she ain't talking about me. Nah, she is, because now she's sitting up there saying she went from FBA. Now she's sitting up there saying Black American. So now you know that she's generalizing. So like I said, it don't matter what branding that you want to decide to be directly under. She's talking about all of us, right? But then she's the same one sitting up there talking about like, "Oh, why y'all so worried about, what this one Haitian girl is saying, because she ain't running stuff. She ain't making no laws and regulations. She ain't a part of the police force. She ain't doing this and she ain't doing." She's doing the exact same thing, and she's doing it because she know that she can get eyes on her platform. Because any other content, like I saw like a little clip that somebody had of whatever platform that she was on, she don't even really got that many followers. If I were to probably go to her page, these are probably some of the highest grossing view videos that she actually got. Again, this is what folks got to do in order to bring light, in order to bring eyes directly to their content, because they're boring. They don't actually have nothing to add to nothing. They have to specifically bring up Black Americans in order to even be relevant. Because if they wanted to talk about their own culture, their heritage, their language, their foods and stuff, ain't nobody showing up but their own people. And their own people barely even show up. But let's continue.
You guys are not going to stand up with each other and fight against them because y'all have been successfully brainwashed. Look at how many of you black FBAs believe in this Christianity. Look at y'all, mother. Y'all be FBA. Y'all be the first people up at church. Y'all are okay. The intelligence level in the FBA community is not as high as y'all want to say it is. It's
Oh, that's crazy.
not. Because if you guys were smart, y'all would leave religion alone.
Oh, she said, "Leave religion alone, guys. Leave religion alone." Where's that little tidbit of information? Because remember, I told you that you got to put that directly, just pin that whole thing there. Let me see if I can go back and look through the information that we had dealing with the Haitians here. I think we made it through what, 3 of these directly up here. Where was it? I think maybe it might have been. Let me see. Barriers, social. Let me see. Give me a quick second. Infrastructure, food flooding. We got diseases. That's the health in Haiti. Agriculture, inflation, gang violence, emergency levels, hunger in Haiti, displacement. Let me see. Maybe I gotta go back through. Hold on. Let me just pull it back up. Okay, so here we go right here. So she wants to talk about Black Americans are pretty much ignorant, right? I'm just gonna read through this again. It's a live stream. Mispronunciations will sit up there and take place and happen. It be like that. Nothing can be perfect. If you're looking for perfection, you're not going to find it here, right? So going directly to the information I was able to look directly up, anybody else can clearly look up. It said religion in Haiti is a vital part of daily life, often described by popular sayings that Haitians are 70% Catholic, 30% Protestant, and 100% Voodoo. The religion landscape is defined by a deep blend of traditions, though formal identification has shifted in recent decades. 3 main pillars: Roman Catholicism. For centuries, the official state religion, it remains the largest single denomination practiced by approximately 35 through 55% of the population. The church still holds significant social influence and receives some state support through the 19th century. Protestant. This is the fastest growing religious segment and now representing roughly 29 through 52% of Haitians. Growth is driven largely by Baptists and Pentecostal missions, which often explicitly reject voodoo practices as diabolical, creating a sharp cultural divide with the traditional, syncentric practices. Haitian voodoo, officially recognized as a religion since 2003. Voodoo is syncentric faith combining West African traditions with Catholic elements. While only 2 to 3% of people identify as their primary religion in surveys, a vast majority of the population, particularly Catholics, incorporate its spirits of Iwa. Wow, that reminds me of I might have mispronounced it, but that sort of reminded me of Avatar. And rituals into their spiritual lives. Key beliefs. Syncretism. Many Haitians see no contradiction between attending mass and serving the Iwa. For example, the Iwa Papa Legba, I know who that is, Guardians of the Crossroads, is often associated with St. Peter, keepers of the keys to heaven, Bandai or Bandai. Might be mispronouncing it. Yeah, my apologies. All major Haitian faiths recognize a single supreme God known in Creole as Bandai or Bandai. What is it? But I'm just going to say Bandai. In Voodoo, Bandai is seen as distant, so practitioners interact with Iwa, who acts as intermediaries. The LGBTQ plus havens. Interestingly, while society, how do we get here? While society can be conservative, some voodoo temples serve as a safe space for LGBTQ plus communities, as certain Iwa are believed to adopt and protect them. religion and current crisis. In the current polycrisis, religious institutions have become primary targets of violence. Armed gangs frequently kidnap priests and pastors for ransom or attack congregations during services to extort money from religious organizations. But didn't she sit up there and say that if Black Americans were let me just roll that back again.
Y'all would have been.
Let me just do a little bit of rolling back. Let me just put this back to like 40, right? Because
Not as high as y'all want to say it is. It's really not. Because if you guys were smart, y'all would leave religion alone. Y'all would have been through that way. But what I can tell you guys.
So if Black Americans were smart, we would have been throwing religion away. But a greater majority of your population is still into religious practices. It don't matter if it's by way of your own of what it is that you believed or created in, or what it is that was placed directly on you by, colonizers or whoever coming directly over and you being indoctrinated into certain beliefs. You still got religion directly over there. So why is it that you're minding the business of what it is that FBA's religion is or what religiously they believe in? Why is it that you're not trying to, as Haitians freed themselves from the French, why are you not, if you feel this way about religion, why are you not freeing Haiti from religion? Somebody let me know. How would you, because a lot of Haitians like to sit up there and say, when they're speaking proud about their history and whatnot, how they freed themselves, right? So if you can free yourselves, historically speaking, from the French, you can send them packing, you can send them running, right? You can do everything that you need to be. Why don't you also, if you have a problem with religion, why don't you free your people from that first like you did before? Why are you looking to and telling Black Americans what it is that they need to do while you are dressed as and talking like and cosplaying as a Black American here in these United States? A little bit confused, but let's continue.
Y'all so, I done been seeing a whole bunch of FBAs get laid out. Y'all just, y'all, that's why they keep doing that shit to y'all, because y'all, you see how they extended the TNPS for the Haitians? Because they have fear of the Haitians. Y'all could say what I want to say. That shit got extended because of the fear of, we don't know what these Haitians going to do. The Haitians, the only ones not like that.
This is the thing that I get tired of. I don't know who's for the Haitians out there, even for some of y'all that may be like listening. I don't know who amongst y'all people are raising these folks out here, making them seem like the United States government is afraid of Haitians. Y'all need to stop it. The United States government has more bullets than people on the planet. And you think for 1 second that the United States government, out of all of the people to be afraid of that got nuclear armaments and all this other type of stuff that they can do, you think that the United States government is fearful of Haiti? Word? So why is it that the Haitian gangs haven't extorted the United States and have the United States drop them like, a nice, $500 billion directly on Haiti? Why has that never happened? Why has the United States never stated that they're about to go to war with Haiti because they got whatever disagreement? Realistically, and you can take it how you want to sit up there and take it. The United States does not see Haiti or view Haiti as a threat. Let's just be 100% real. Let's just call it exactly what it is. Like I said, if the United States actually has a problem with people, they're actually dropping bombs. Why would the United States need to have a problem with you? Who are you again? In comparison to what the United States has done, continues to do, and what it is that they're invested in, why would they be looking at you as if you're moving anything? You're not moving nothing. And like I said, people can take that disrespectful as they want to. That's the God's honest truth. Why would the United States be afraid of Haiti? I'm just trying to figure out, and miss me with the whole thing of talking about, like voodoo and all this other. Why would the United States be afraid of Haitians? Just waiting. Just trying to sit up there and figure that out. The United States is going to war with everybody else. They're not going to war with y'all because they don't care. You are insignificant in the whole view of things. Like I said, let me put this here like this: the United States skipped over you. They skipped over you went across the waters like, oh, that's Haiti down there, no problem. We're going to Venezuela. We're going down there to South America. They skipped over you by plane, skipped directly over you, and went directly down to South America. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, dog, like this is when y'all start getting y'all feeding into like a whole people like to sit up and say that Black Americans got like a main character syndrome and we're delusional. This is delusion. To sit up there and say that the government extended, that the United States government basically extended something that they originally gave to folks out of fear. Are you insane? Have you lost your mind? Did you not see what the and like I'm just gonna put it like this. Did you not see what the United States did to Libya? They blew them back to the Stone Ages. You're close by. Do you do what? Brother. This is what I want to tell any of the Haitians directly out here. You at no point in time, and you know within your heart to heart, you can be as proud as you want to be. You can be in whatever, trance of voodoo that you want to be in. You know as well as I do that y'all do not want to be in any type of conflict with the United States government. You thought that y'all didn't recover from these earthquakes, from these hurricanes, from these floods, from the debt that you were made to pay from 1825 back to 1947. You thought that you have a hard time then. Oh boy, you ain't seen nothing now. You might not even be on the map. If the United States government wanted to get rid of you, if they wanted to show you what it was really about, there would be no Haitians left on that island. Let that be very clear. If the United States really, really had a goal and they wanted to show you what time it was, you would not exist. So for the Haitians out there and for the many other folks directly out there, I need y'all to start getting y'all mouths directly right when you want to sit up there and start making it seem as though that the United States is afraid of you. The United States has been at war for hundreds of years. All the United States knows is war. All they know is how to fight. Y'all Haitians, y'all didn't have peace. Y'all know what peace is. You don't know war though. You know war from way back when. We're in wars or part of conflicts currently at this moment in time all across the globe. Y'all been at rest. Like I said, people really need to start. Y'all need to start educating y'all people, because, like I said, if this was any other country, like if she was talking like this to China, if she was talking like this to North Korea, oh my God, it'd have been over. The United States would have had to step in order to save y'all. Y'all wouldn't be able to save yourselves. Let's just get that straight. Y'all don't even have the numbers. Like I said, y'all can try to pull this 300, type of thing if you want to. But if any other place, if a Russia, if a China or a North Korea, if you decided to speak this crazy and you were speaking to those countries, the United States will have to come in and save you, because you don't have the numbers. Whatever gangs you got over there on the grounds of Haiti, they can do nothing against those other world powers. You can do zero. You would have to lie down all of your weapons, or you would just be, laid out yourself next to your weapons. Like I said, those would be the only two choices. And again, the United States government would be the only ones to come in there to basically formulate some type of front in order to protect you, because you would not be able to protect yourself. Like I said, this is not that same time frame that y'all came from. It's cool that you want to, bring up your history and live in yesteryear, but you got to understand, you in 2026. This is not now. Like I said, you talking straight crazy.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the fear. They fear Haitians in a large amount of numbers. They fear us. They don't fear you FBAs. That's why they keep killing you. They keep laying down and assassinating y'all right in y'all face. And what do y'all do? What do y'all do? Y'all don't do shit. Y'all don't go put y'all boots on the ground.
So I'm just gonna have to keep pausing the throat when she's talking. So she's saying that Black Americans don't do nothing to defend ourselves. We do. Historically speaking, we do. This is what I want for a lot of other immigrants that may be directly in this comment section. You could be African, Caribbean, whatever it is that you want to do. I want you to understand this very one simple thing. If and when at any moment in time that Black Americans mobilized in order to basically prove a point, I want y'all to understand that this is going to have very bad and negative ramifications for all the rest of y'all. If Black Americans decided to make a move and to do whatnot or whatever, just to sit up there and show people something, I want y'all to understand that the first people that they're going to come and target is y'all. What y'all don't seem to understand is that Black Americans realize that if we happen to do something, we're going to be the face directly of it. And because we're the face of it, and because everybody else sees y'all as us, it's going to have a horrible, irreversible, detrimental effect on y'all. Like I said, a lot of y'all folks, a lot of y'all that want to be like Haitian, African, all this other type of stuff, y'all be living around like white folks in the suburbs. If Black Americans decided to make a move directly in this country to make a stand and let people know exactly what it was, what does that then mean for you out there in those suburbs? Oh, you hit. You're going to be right up there. Like they got a number one target right in their neighborhoods, and nobody's going to be able to save you. No Africans are going to be sitting up there chugging around on a steamboat or coming through in a Hindenburg, whatever it is, and deciding that they want to, come rescue you from these white suburbs. Like you're done. Your curtains, all of that education and everything that you got, it's not going to mean nothing. How eloquently that you're able to speak, how it is that you can put certain words and string together certain great sentences and all, it's not going to matter nothing, because they're going to be seeing red. And they'll be like, okay, well, we can't sit up there and go after those Black Americans because they're armed and they're actually standing on something. But what we can do is go after you passive, melanated immigrants. We can go after y'all. We can go after the Haitians. We can go after the Jamaicans. We can go after the Caribbeans. We can go after the Africans, because y'all ain't going to do nothing. They know it. Especially the Africans, y'all ain't about to sit up there and throw no stones in these United States when it deals with going against white folks. You're not going to do it because you know better. Historically speaking, y'all ain't never do nothing. Just like the rest of y'all ain't never do nothing. But like I said, you can't tell nobody nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing, though. And like she wanted to say that, Black Americans, y'all ain't gonna put no boots on the ground. How many different things that I read about Haiti, everything is revolving around the gangs. The gangs are destroying the economy. The gangs are destroying the housing. The gangs are destroying the waste management. The gangs are causing the poverty. The gangs are destroying the hospitals. The gangs are both destroying and extorting. Haiti is currently collapsing within itself because of itself. You're literally going from like a star, right? You're running out of gas. So now you inflate, and now you turn yourself into a giant, right? And now because you're collapsing on your inner shells, because again, you're running out of fuel. You did that one last ditch effort to still get the brightest shine that you could potentially get. Now you're collapsing on all of those false layers. And now you're going to sit up there and implode into a black hole. You're not even going to do like a nova or a supernova. You're just going to implode into a black hole. That's the only thing that you got left. You're collapsing literally on yourself because of yourself. But yet you want to get directly online and you want to sit up there and talk about Black Americans. We don't got boots on the ground. We're not doing this and we're not doing that and all this other type. Oh my God. Let's continue.
What y'all do? Y'all come on the internet and displace that energy and talk about other Black people and talk about Africans and talk about Haitians and da-da-da. Put y'all boots on the ground and go and take over y'all land. That's what the fuck y'all need to do. Black FBA, aren't y'all the owners of America? Come take over y'all land. I want to.
Haitians, aren't y'all the owners of Haiti? Why don't y'all go take care of y'all land? Why y'all all over here in the United States? Why y'all over there in Canada and other places? Haitians, don't y'all own, ain't the greater majority of Haiti, 90% of Haitians, don't y'all run the governments? Like she said before, we got the governments, we got the economy, we got the hospitals, we got the land, we got this, we got that. Y'all run all of that and y'all run it directly into the ground. How does that work? How do you have ownership of something you don't know how to run it? And then you're proud that you don't know how to run it. Your people are surviving on $2.15 or $2.18 a day, and you sitting up here being proud. The richest 20% of your population owns 64% of the wealth of that country, and you want to sit up here and be proud like y'all really running something. The only boots on the ground, respectively, The only boots on the ground that you got are the gangs. They the only ones actually doing something. The rest of y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all make sure to have boots on the ground in the United States, though. Just saying. Just saying that's some wild work. Just saying. We got some people directly in the comment section that want to list some stuff off, talking about Louisiana and Chicago and all of that. That's great. That's awesome. But what does that have to do with Haiti, though? That's great. You got those Haitians that came directly over here and da 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 da. That's great. But what is that doing for Haiti right now? So let's go back to this, right? So you wanted to list this, right? So Haiti settled Louisiana and Chicago, right? Cool. What is that doing for Haiti right now in 2026? What is somebody settling in the United States on some land here? What is that doing for Haitians back home? I'll tell you, it's not doing nothing. It's not doing nothing. That's like, participation trophies for, a team that lost. We're all winners. What is that doing for Haiti? It's not doing nothing economically. Everything that you listed to me right now in this comment section, what is that doing for Haiti economically? Let me know, out of everything that I listed that deals with the economy of Haiti, that deals with the healthcare of Haiti, when it deals with the poverty going on in Haiti, when it deals with the waste management in Haiti, what is what you listed to me right now doing for Haiti? It ain't doing nothing. So what's the use of listening? What's the use of listening? Like y'all be really pulling up some stuff like y'all really giving an aha moment. Aha, my ass. This ain't doing nothing. This ain't showcasing nothing. Like, that's some wild work, dog. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. So because people don't use the @ symbol anymore, I'm just going to, guess, take a shot in the dark, right? We got this Billy person. Billy GMG said, you sound like someone that doesn't know history. Again, I'm not sure if you were making a reply to somebody up top, the above comment that was above yours that I highlighted, or if you're replying directly to me. Again, I simply gave information that anybody else could clearly look up. I even stated myself that I had to recorrect myself when I always would give the sentiments that Haiti still owes France. They haven't owed France since 1947 when they paid off their whole debt. So again, I can sit up there and walk back what I said with learning further education, right? Educating myself. And like I told you before, as I educate myself and find out certain things, I'm going to sit up there and give the information directly to other people so that nobody else is left behind and lost. So again, I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit baffled. Little bit baffled. You said, how can they do anything in a country that's being strangled by France? Didn't we just go over the information? Maybe I got to pull that directly back up. Give me a quick second. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Let me see if I can pull this right back up, because I'm looking specifically for the 19. I'm sorry, the 18. I think it was like 1825. I think it might be on another area here. Give me a quick second, because I got to go through quite a bit of information. Like I said, we always have some Johnny come latelys that'll pull directly up to the scene. That's the GDP. That's the workforce. It should be directly within this part, I want to say. Chronic hemisphere, 25 billion per capita, 2000. But yeah, we literally went over the history facts of the fact that Haitians were pulled into a worse 360 deal back in the 1800s, and they were forced to pay a debt back to France, and they didn't pay it back up until 1947. So again, to say that I'm ignorant of history when I just clearly told people that history, but yet you're stating that Haiti is still currently paralyzed by France. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit confused. Let me see. Millions, hunger, and security. All right, I'm just gonna have to probably type it in somewhere else. Let me just type in. Let me see. Okay, so just so that we will have it all directly in front of us, this is what we're going to sit up there and do. Like I said, I have no problems with having conversations directly up here. So to what is the person? Billy GMG got you, right? We're going to keep your comment directly up there, and we're going to look directly at the information that we have in front of us. And it said, yes, Haiti finished paying back the debt to France, though it took 122 years and came at a staggering cost to the nation's development. The double debt timeline, 1825, the ransom. France sent warships to Haiti and demanded 150 million gold francs, later reduced to 90 million, to compensate former slaveholders for the lost property, the enslaved people who had won their freedom. The first loan, to pay the first installment, Haiti was forced to take out a high interest loan from the French bank. This created a double debt, the money owed to the French government and the interest heavy loans used to pay it. 1947, final payment. Haiti finally settled the last of the payments to National City Bank of New York, which had bought the debt during the 19-year United States occupation of Haiti. Long-term cost, total paid, estimate of the total amount paid vary. A 2022 New York Times investigation found that Haiti paid roughly 560 million in actual cash. Economic impact, economists calculate that if the money had stayed in Haiti and grown with the economy, it would be worth 21 billion and 115 billion today. Development stunting. For over a century, up to 80% of Haiti's national budget went towards debt service instead of building schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. Current development in 2025 through 2026. In April of 2025, French President Emmanuel Macron acknowledged that the debt was an unjust force of history and announced a joint commission to examine the shared past, though he stopped short of offering direct financial reparations. So for the person, I'm guessing for Billy GMG, I'm guessing that you're Haitian, right? You may want to go talk to France, and then you moved it, and you said the United States is responsible. Also, you may also want to talk to. So let me just restate this again. Go talk to France. Go talk to the Red Cross, and then have a conversation with the United States government. You can say all the times that the United States government basically is the cause of something. Y'all not about to pull up and tell that to the United States government. Let's just get that straight. You're not going to do that. Let's just get that straight. You said you running your mouth isn't doing anything. Which part about me running my mouth? You talking about my opinion that I'm giving directly on the content that she wanted to make and spew, the rhetoric? Or are you talking about me giving information on stuff that I specifically looked up that anybody else could look up? Which one are you talking about? Which one? Which one? I'm just a little bit confused. So you said was it when it said America want to go and destabilize and assassinate presidents, kidnap presidents, but don't want to take responsibility when a country is messed up. So let's put it like this, right? Don't y'all have Haitians here in these United States? Right? Cool. in the United States. So right, you said that the United States, both of y'all said that the United States had a hand and or destabilized your country and caused a lot of things to happen, but yet your people are still coming to the same country that has caused immense issues in your country. How does that make that make sense? Make that make sense. Wouldn't y'all go anywhere else? Wouldn't y'all go to Canada? Wouldn't y'all go to China, Korea, Japan? Wouldn't y'all Africa? Wouldn't y'all be going to South America? Wouldn't y'all be going to a lot of other places, but the country that has put your people in such constraints? I'm a little bit confused. How does that make sense? Somebody make that make sense. Make that make sense. Hey, Ms. Mitchell said, hi, I'm a little late to the conversation. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Billy said, France owes money to Haiti that was wrongfully taken. Again, go have that conversation. As I'm guessing that you're Haitian because you're batting pretty hard for the Haitians right now. Why don't you go have that conversation with the president of France? Why don't y'all go have a conversation? Why are you telling me that France owes you money? Why don't you have, I literally just read that off to you. But again, the president of France, he stopped short about, okay, yeah, we did do this, but we ain't about to get that money back. That's basically what he told y'all in so many words without even writing it. He said that, yeah, this did happen. We were wrong, but we ain't giving y'all this money back. He literally told y'all that. But like I said, y'all want to write a whole bunch of stuff in this comment section, but y'all ain't trying to go up there and see France. Y'all ain't trying to see that French president real quick about y'all money. Y'all ain't trying to do that. But yet you got gangs in Haiti that are taking over and they're disrupting the whole of the economy down there in Haiti. You got the richest 20% around there in Haiti that own or basically have hold of 60-something% of the wealth of Haiti. Like, dog, you got more problems than just sitting up there looking at America and looking at Haiti. Your own people are sitting up there causing destruction at this moment in time. From the poverty to the waste management to anything dealing with the medical. Like I said, y'all just recently in 2025 had a hospital burnt down. So let me guess, you're going to say that America did it. You're going to say that France did it. You're going to say that America and France enables the gang to basically put up these toll fees around Haiti so that y'all can't get the adequate, medical needs that y'all need. I guess you're going to sit up there and also say that the United States and France are the reason that y'all don't have adequate waste management, huh? Like, dog, come on, dog. Come on. This is crazy. That is wild. That is crazy. Okay. Winner, you said that America invaded Haiti from 1915 to 1935 and stole from the Haitian people, right? Okay, cool, no problem. So if y'all had that contract with France from 1825 to 1947 when y'all finally paid that off, right? That timeline from 1915 to 1935, that is within the exact same time frame that y'all were still paying off France, and y'all knew what was going on. So if y'all knew that America invaded and did all this, that, and the third, what happened? What happened? Like, this is like, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit difficult for me because I'm so used to people sitting up there saying that, Haiti's the Haitians are champions. It's hard for me to basically envision somebody being a champion, being, in a sense, like a consistent victim. It's a little bit tough for me to, in a sense, see. Like I said, the Haitian woman up there was sitting up there speaking so high and mighty and saying this, that, and the third about, Haiti. But then when it dealt with Black Americans, she wanted to sit up there and start talking crazy. Again, I can't. I'm trying to really, see the part of where Haitians are victims at this moment in time in 2026. It's like I said, it's difficult for me. Said the United States also caused economic damage to Haiti, and y'all, what conversations did y'all have with the United States? I'm just trying to figure out. You also said that you're also unaware of the geological location that affects the country. We listed the earthquakes and the stuff that basically happened. But again, besides that, again, you have a lot of Haitians that, live in these United States. American money is worth more than Haitian money. You got Haitians that are living on $2.18 a day. There's a lot of Haitians here that could be literally sending over time, as long as Haitians have been here, they've been sending like hundreds of millions of dollars back to Haiti. And Haiti could be looking vastly different at this moment in time. Again, that's not what I'm seeing. As it was stated, I think, what is it, like per year or whatever it is, just to put a child in Haiti in school, I think it was like around $140. Or maybe it was like 110 or something like that. It, like I said, a lot of information. But again, there's a lot of Haitians who are here that could easily facilitate the education for those Haitian kids for the betterment of that society, for the better of that community, for the better of Haiti. But that is not currently what we are seeing and or talking about at this moment in time. Even though people are sitting up here saying that Haitians run this and Haitians run that, y'all come up to this comment section, y'all be like, oh, but America did this. France sat up there and did this. Oh, but Haiti be going through floods and hurricanes and earthquakes and da 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 and all this other stuff. Brother, Lord. Oh, the classic was like, yo, Seji, what have you done to help anyone? This is a double-edged sword. Because I could list what I've done for people, but then people will be like, "Oh, you're not." If you gotta talk about or list what you've done for people, you didn't really do it for, well intentioned. Because people who really want to help people, they do it in silence. They're not doing it for the hand claps or for the acknowledgement or for the light or for the attention. They just sit up there and do it. Anytime that people want to sit up there and speak on or list the things that they want to do it for their own selfish gains and needs, and they're not really doing it for the good of the person. So, like I said, it's a double-edged sword whenever people want to ask me or present this as a question. And that's what I have a problem with, because it's, y'all being you're quite disingenuous, and y'all know exactly what type of trap that y'all trying to walk me directly into, and I ain't falling for it. So if you believe I don't do nothing, I don't do nothing. So there you go. So now since you want us to write a comment, now you can write a whole nother comment. Well, oh, by your own, you set up this, said that you don't do this, and there you go. So you can now go off of a whole nother theory, and you can now envision what it is, all of the stuff that I don't do as a Black American. Because like I said, I'm not about to sit up there and post all of the things that I've set up there and done for people. For what? What is that going to do? Is it going to inspire you to go help out people? No, because if you actually wanted to help people, you would actually do it. It wouldn't take me for, list it to, do X, Y, and Z. And if I do list what it is that I've done for people, what is that going to do for the conversation? What direction is that going to move the conversation? Nothing. You're just going to move the goalpost to something else like you've been doing. So like I said, it doesn't, there's no end directly to this whole question here. That's wild. That is diabolical. 100. I clearly said, I guess you're Haitian because you're going to bat for the Haitians. Just like I said that for the other person directly out here. Let me see something. All right, so the next part, Winner said, I grew up in Miami, Florida. My oldest siblings were bullied in the 80s and the 90s by FBA on a daily basis because they were Haitian. Well, we gave him move on, and now you're doing the same crap. So this is where's I actually got a video for this. Let me see if I can find that lady real quick. Oh boy. So now I gotta go back through some videos here. Hopefully I actually have. Ooh, that was gonna be the wrong one to throw directly up there. Let me see if I could find. I know the woman and I know her face. Because there was quite a few folks that got online and they started going over this whole thing, because you started having all of these folks up here talking about, but Black Americans, they was, they be making fun of this, that, and the third. They be, coming at this, that, and the third, and all this other type of stuff, and rah, 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 rah. And the thing that y'all refuse to acknowledge, because y'all want to sit up there and say that FBA was doing this, that, and the third to you, the terminology FBA, that's been about at least within a good 10 years. So then what you're going to say, Black Americans? You're not going to really say that because again, another terminology that people, decided to go directly with. So the only thing that you got left is African American, right? So within the African, again, Jesse Jackson, again, underneath that branding, you've also had other folks directly out here, such as Africans, such as Jamaicans, such as other folks from the Caribbean who didn't want to stick out like a sore thumb. They opted to dress as and talk as and like and cosplay Black Americans to attack their own people. But for whatever reason, y'all want to pull up to the scene and act like that never happened. And any of the things that Black Americans have done, we normally sit up there and make fun of people. Case in point, our own community. We do this within our own community. This is how we are. But when it deals with y'all don't know anything about that culturally, even though y'all cosplay and y'all live within our communities and side by side and all this other type of stuff. For people that are in a sense that live within proximity or so close by Black Americans, it's crazy how y'all don't understand when people are, joking around, throwing jabs or whatever it is that people want to sit up there and call it. Y'all pull up to the scene and make it seem like, oh yeah, y'all just hated us. Y'all was talking this and y'all was saying this and y'all was saying we say these things like African booty scratcher. We say that directly to other Black Americans. But for whatever reason, y'all act like that this is just something that we solely said directly to Africans or people that we know are not Black American. That's some wild work. That is 100% some wild work. I think I might actually have the young woman's video upstairs because I know her face because I've covered a few of her videos here before. So yeah, I'm going down further. This is stuff from like last month. Yeah, it's not up here. Yeah, so it's upstairs. And I'm not going to look through the bookmarks because that's going to take me a little bit too long. You said you talk but you don't listen. All of y'all who come directly from elsewhere and y'all want to speak on Black Americans, y'all just theorize and talk and don't educate yourselves on nothing historically dealing with Black Americans. That's a fact. That's crazy. You said you bat for Black. I don't even know what that means. You said, and Winner said, why are you only talking about Haiti? Does this stabilize most Black countries are because of colonizers that be okay. So you said why am I talking about Haiti or why am I talking about Haitians? No problem. I want you to hold my beer real quick.
Ooh. As far as I'm Haitian. Why? Where you from? What's your background? You American? Dirty Black American?
So let me just freeze it right there. So, Weena, I'm guessing that you must be Haitian descent or whatever it is. And again, I'm just going off of how I'm looking at your comments and your replies. I could be wrong, but just going off of what I'm looking at and how you're coming in the comment section, she's a Haitian woman. She stated that she's Haitian directly on camera. This ain't Chat GPT. I didn't make it up. I didn't revoice it. I didn't edit it. This ain't Photoshop. She stated that she is a Haitian woman. And what did she say down there? She said, what are you, a dirty Black American? So if you're wondering why it is that I decided to specifically talk about Haiti, this is why I'm talking about Haiti. Because within this video, within this live stream, I've shown off 3 Haitian women that have decided to speak directly out of the side of their necks or their backsides when it deals with Black Americans. It's crazy how I can showcase videos and people can see information directly out there and they want to question why it is as a Black American that I'm even talking about their people. That's wild to me. It's like y'all just ignore your own people and what it is that they say. That's quite wild to me. That is 100%. That is 100% wild. Like I'm quite confused. Quite confused. So next, because either y'all running like the same account or however it works. So now you said the same thing. America says to Black America. Which part? You talking about African booty scratcher? Which one are you talking about? I've never had a white American come up to my face and say that, even in schools. I've never had that happen. So I'm a little bit confused. Never out in public, never in public or private schools have I ever had anybody white come up to me and call me an African booty scratcher. That's just not how that works out. So you don't know what it is that you're talking about. I can tell you that one. I can tell you that one. Like, that is wild. Yo, King, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? Billy GMG said that, who said that I was Haitian? Why are you talking down? Poor blacks that are suffering the effects of colonialism. Did you not? Yeah, I guess so. You said that I was hard of hearing, but yet you didn't listen to any of the things that I listed and or stated where it dealt with the Haitian people negatively having an effect, a detrimental effect, almost dare I say irreversible effect when it deals with their own island that they run themselves. I'm confused. So you said, how would you mean what happened? America's still doing the same thing and they're powerful. They invaded smaller countries. But didn't Haiti free itself? Haiti freed itself from France. They fought back a whole nother group in order to gain and get their freedom, to get their island back. What are we talking about here? Didn't the other Haitian girl that I sit up there and tell y'all, didn't she sit up there and say that the United States government is afraid of Haitians? That's why they rolled back when it was that they were going to deport the Haitians. She another Haitian literally said that. It was a Haitian woman that said that. Like, do people not pay attention to the video? It's like y'all just hear the stuff that y'all want to sit up there and hear. You ignore what it is that a Haitian basically says, but then you pay attention to what it is that Black Americans say, and y'all deem it to be like hate or disruptive or divisive or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, y'all, this is crazy. Y'all got real selective hearing out here. I got some real selective hearing. I tell you. Billy GMG said, let me see, I read that one. Let me see what. Do things well. You said, Billy said, I sound stupid. I mean, I guess when I'm reading information and I'm going directly over it, and I'm going over it bit by bit, and I'm showing it directly to people, and anything, like I said, anything that I talk about, anybody else can look up. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit confused. I kept telling people, it's like, yo, I have patience. My moderators do not have patience. So Billy is currently sitting in the shadow room right now. It's over. It is completely over. Yo, what's up? What's up, Mo? Shout out to all my moderators. Shout out to Mo, Ty, Gail, Hack, D Money, Tippy. Shout out to all the folks directly here. I think I did say Sham. Shout out to Sham. The local trap card at this moment in time that people tend to trigger every single time. Every time. Oh my goodness. When it said I have nothing bad to say about Black Americans. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have any civil rights. You don't come down on Haitian because of one person. She's singular talk to her. No. I showed off 3 Haitians. I showed off 3. This she ain't the only one. She is not the only one. And I've shown off multiple Haitians, both Haitian women and Haitian men who have gone online who wanted to, state things directly about Black Americans. And as I stated to folks before, like I said, I work with Haitians. I've known Haitians, right? And had conversations. In general, I don't have a problem. And I keep telling people this. It's crazy that you got to keep trying to explain yourself just so that you can actually defend yourself. Like I said, just because I know people and I don't have problems with them, don't mean I'm not going to have problems with other folks directly out here. So again, the Haitians that I've known of and, and shared food with, eaten with, and talked about family and culture and all that, like I said, I don't have no problems with them. The ones that I do have problems with are the ones that are like her and many others that get directly online and they want to be the utmost vocal and they want to be the representation of their group when they speak. Because when they say Haiti, when they say Haitians, they're talking in general, they're talking as a group. When the young woman wanted to sit up there and say, not this one, when this young woman right here wanted to say that the United States American government and military is afraid of Haitian people, you talking crazy. You talking 1,000% crazy. So this is why I'm talking about Haiti. This is why I'm talking about Haitians, because again, everything needs to be put directly in perspective. Like, you're not about to pull up to the scene and try to talk high and mighty about yourselves and put down Black Americans. No, we're going to square all of that stuff away. Like I said, I don't got time for it. If people feel like I'm being disrespectful, whatnot, whatever, take it up with God. I don't know what to sit up and tell you. Talk to your people first. I wouldn't have to sit up there and speak if they weren't talking crazy out here. That's how that works. I'm not going to sit idly by as somebody who has a platform or whatnot or whatever and allow people to go unchecked and vocally disrespect my people. I'm not about to sit up there and do it. Like I said, if people got a problem with it, that's you. You better solve that with God. Whatever it is that you believe in your religion, go have that conversation. Don't have that conversation with me, because I'm not going to care. Like I said, that's the best way I can sit up there and put it to folks. Now, the funniest thing is, Shorty, I wasn't even going to bring up the DR. I leave the DR directly, where it is. The only time I bring up Dominicans is when they start talking crazy, and there's been some Dominicans out there talking crazy. But when it specifically deals with this conversation, I just left it alone. I'm like, hey, this is what Haiti is going through. Now we could sit up there and talk about the DR and how it is that it is a night and day difference. Which is crazy. It's a whole night and day difference. Like, it is wild work. But hey, I leave it where it is. As Shom said, I want to know where in the world is Wyclef, and I heard he stole money right along with the Clintons. And it'd be like that. But like I said, everybody got a voice when it deals with Black Americans. Most said I can't control Sham when she's activated. Respond at your own risk. Yo, that's crazy. What is it? Halo said, what is FBA? I mean, you can type it up. You can type in Foundational Black Americans. You can type that in. Y'all can put it directly up there. Shauna was like, why y'all so sensitive? If it don't apply, let it fly. Yo, it is crazy. Like, it is diabolical work out here. Oh yeah, what's up, Billy? What's up, Billy? Just in case I didn't say what's up. Somebody said, why would Blacks from another country care about American hair? I guess you must be on the first part of the live stream, possibly, because I'm like, we haven't been talking about the hair part for a minute. You said, yeah, you said travel point taken. You said foundational. I got you. Okay. Let me see. Weren't the real Native Americans Black? Now you're starting to go down the rabbit hole. Sham said, yep. Okay, yeah. You talking about the other dude in the shadow realm? Yeah. But he says she looks like a light-skinned version of Miss Mambo from the PJs. Oh, I know who you're talking about. You said servers in other countries don't necessarily have access to information sources due to government restrictions. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about like North Korea and China. I know what you're talking about. Asher said, thank you, Black Americans. You are the ones that fight for Blacks in America, that able Blacks from all over the world to be in America, coming from a Caribbean person. Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. Like I said, I keep trying to tell people, Black Americans don't really have problems with other people. It's only when people have problems with us. Now that you let us know what it is, like, we're going to sit up there and have a reaction. But it's like for Black Americans, we get crucified whenever it is that we want to make a response. People want us to sit up there and do the same thing that was seen at the Baptist. Again, that was a whole different land. That was a whole different, area. So we're not going to be able to do the exact same things that we would normally do back home. So again, when you have folks that want to pull up to the scene and they want to say, a whole bunch of stuff about, Black Americans, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a nice conversation. But like I said, this is the only thing that we be talking about. It's like, yo, as long as people are just like, hey, yo, I don't have no problems with y'all. Thank y'all for, what it is that y'all did. We, like I said, we don't got no problems with people. We don't even ask a lot directly from people. This right here is the least. Like that comment right there, that is the least that we try to request directly from people. Out of all of the stuff that we have given, out of all of the blood shared, the bodies directly on the floor, all the losses of lives, the family lineages that were just stopped, like that's the least, that we basically ask for. But like I said, shout out to Asher. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Eric Phil said it means foundational Black people. Bars. Trees like flowers. What is up? You said this channel is boots on the ground and helps to open the eyes of many of my fellow Black Americans. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And shout out to the comment and for the $10 dono. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Ms. Gordon said a lot of American people are scared of Nazis. The reason why I say abolish politicians because the presidents do not control America. I mean, you got a point. You do have a point directly up there with Miss Gordon. Ishamo said, "I'll take these tether serious if they talked their ish from their native lands instead of talking about FBA while on." Yeah, that's the same thing I said earlier. Yeah, because it don't make sense. Like it does not make sense. Halo said Queen Khalifa, Turtle Island, aka California. Sham said at SEIJIHITO they need to fix their priorities. You can't have smoke for people when your people can't get clean drinking water. You fix home problems first, then worry about your beef that you got with others. That's facts. That is facts. Ishamo said that's crazy. Black foreigners hate us from wanting to delineate. Yes. Shirley Gordon said it's crazy how we can say Black people fought for civil rights. However, yet and still the government still violates our civil rights. Yep. Sham said cholera should not exist in no human society. The fact that your place is that degraded means that you need to get it together. Shorty said, US FBA, we are very generous. We were inviting everyone to the cookout. That's facts. I did also have some other information to read directly from. I think I might have. Let me see. Let me go directly to that. Let me see. I'm not sure if I read that one, but I'm going to read it anyway. I think that is the population approximately 11. Let me make sure. Okay, maybe we did. Maybe we did read that one. Yeah, we went that one. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now we're gonna go and deal, with the buying power. So let me make sure I have that one direct. Do I have that one for you guys? Okay, yeah. So going back, so the reason I'm pulling this up is dealing with the bonnet one that wanted to, make the 3 videos about Black Americans. So let's look at this. It said Black Americans contribute significantly to the United States economy with a buying power projected to reach approximately 1.98 trillion by the end of 2025 and over 1.6 trillion in purchasing power already established. Additionally, Black-owned businesses contribute over 207 billion annually with 1.3 million employees and over 61 billion in payroll. Key figures regarding Black economic contributions include buying power. Black purchasing power is estimated to be around 1.6 trillion, with projections exceeding 1.98 trillion by the end of 2025. Business impact. Black-owned businesses produce 212 billion in annual receipts and contribute to the employment of 1.3 million workers. Wealth and growth. While the median network net worth of black households is lower than white households. 44,100 versus 284,310. The community's economic influence is growing with potential for further expansion through closing equity gaps. And again, the reason why you have that disparity in the gap is due to the fact of how black Americans, color codes, and how it is that black Americans, ownership wise, the value of a lot of the things that we have, such as homes and land and different things like that, and we get undercut a lot, right? They want to lower the price on what it is that we have. And again, people can look up history. This isn't like, oh, you're just trying to be a victim. No, historically speaking, and what has happened in history is still happening still to this day. So it's not like it's anything of the past. It's still happening today. Economic impact: closing the revenue gap between black and white businesses could add an estimated 290 billion to the United States economy. Right. These figures highlight that black Americans are a majority economic driver with substantial contributions to both consumer spending and business activity. So again, that's black Americans. That's clear cut what we do in these United States, even though people say that we don't do anything. Right. Now let's do a comparison. Let's look at what Haitians do. Right. So it said Haitian migrants and the diaspora contribute massively to Haiti's economy. So we dealt with black Americans in America, and we're going to do it Haitians in their own spot, right? Because that's their home, Haiti. Haitian migrants and the diaspora contribute massively to Haiti's economy, with remittance reaching approximately in USD 3.5 billion to 4.1 billion annually as of 2022 through 2024. These funds account for over a quarter of Haiti's GDP, serving as the primary source of foreign exchange and exceeding the value of exports and foreign aid. Economic impact: remittance has grown to represent 25% of Haiti's GDP volume. In the fiscal year 2024, Haiti received 4.1 billion in remittance, with significant contributions from the diaspora in Chile and Brazil. I didn't even know that Chile and Brazil was added in there. Usage: these funds primarily support private consumption, education, and healthcare. Comparisons: remittance are 3 times the value of Haiti's total exports, 21 times the value of official foreign aid, and 70 times the amount of foreign direct investment. Context: while the diaspora contributes to the economy, the country remains highly dependent on these transfers due to internal instability. So note, they said internal instability, not external, meaning that we're not talking about the United States and France. We're not talking about nobody else. We're talking about what's happening within. And usually, like I told people before, the moment in time that a country falls, it's not going to really fall because of things happening externally. It's going to happen internally first. And then everything else is going to, jump directly into that pot. They said, in addition, while not directly added to Haiti, Haitians TPS holders in the United States generate nearly $6 billion for the United States economy annually. So even while Haitians are in the United States, they only generate nearly $6 billion for the United States economy, right? So let's clap it up for the Haitians. They generate $6 billion for the United States economy. Now, again, if we go directly back to what black Americans do, right? They sat up there and said that, well, what do we contribute? So we do it, 2 ways, right? We got the buying power projected to reach 1.98 trillion by 2025, and then over 1.6 trillion in purchasing power already established, right? But then our businesses, our black-owned businesses, contribute 207 billion annually, and it employs 1.3 million employees and over 61 billion in payroll. Like I said, it's not even close. But yet people want to sit up there and say that black Americans don't do nothing. What happened? Like, we got we got those numbers directly up there. We got the compare and contrast to what black Americans do in America, and then what Haitians do in Haiti. And then we also got what Haitians contribute by way of the Haitians in the United States to the United States economy. Yeah. Now just imagine if black Americans and Haitians actually had a partnership. Oh, Look at how Haiti would have been able to profit directly from that. The amount of healing that could have possibly took place. How it is that Haiti could be in a whole different, situation with the buying power of Black America. I think what was that again? Didn't they say it was like 1.6 trillion in purchasing power? Yeah. Just imagine that. Just imagine if even from that 1.6 trillion, just think if it was the six directly from that was, being brought directly over to the Haitians by way of us, trading goods and all this other type of stuff. Think about where Haiti would be when it deals with the healthcare, when it deals with the crime, when it deals with the poverty over there, when it deals with people surviving on $2.18 or $2.15. Like everything would be so much better. Kids are, getting educated, people getting their healthcare directly up. Not so many people, suffering or dying directly from, airborne illnesses and things of that nature. Like I said, if people would decide, instead of doing this back and forth for Black Americans, if they were like, yo, let's just, formulate a partnership so that it's beneficial for all of us, so that we can all come up, things will be vastly different. And if that were to happen, everybody would understand. You would see how those out there would make sure to stop that from happening. Like I said, people will learn real quick how it is when Black Americans try to do something, and they're trying to work with another group, that people will step right in to stop it. Something always happens. I kid you not. Historically speaking, you can look it up. Something always happens one way or another. But like I said, this is where we are. Sham said, can the names on their figureheads that's still fighting for injustice long after death? No, but Black people, we have these figures: MLK, Jesse Jackson, George Floyd, Harriet Tubman, and etc. What is it? Alan said, why didn't you go to France? You speak the language. America have made a mistake, and Haiti is over. Asher said other Caribbean countries are fighting to keep their countries together. Haitians is destroying each other. I'm sorry, Haitian together, and Haitians is destroying their own country. They like the Cuban in Miami trying hard to support this mess. Also, you know what, Asher, thank you for mentioning a comment, because that brought up something that I was going to bring up before when it deals with Haiti. Right. So let me just put this directly in front of what? Nope, that's not the one. I'm sorry. I'll put the same one back up there. My apologies. Let me remove that real quick. Go to image. We go. I got to think what I got to go to downloads. Yeah. So this was an article that I saw directly online, right? So they said Miami's little Haiti. What? Because she wanted to say that Haitians, they be really running stuff, and the United States government got a fear and all this other type of stuff, and right. So it says that Miami's little Haiti. What is lost when the community is displaced? The Haitian population of Miami is remained unchanged since the beginning of the century, with about 30,000 people. But little remains of the neighborhood that Maria and Vitor, what is that? Jute or Juste, I might be mispronouncing it, my apology. Jute, founded in the 1970s, that came to be known as Little Haiti, right? So the next part to that is this here. Zoomed in. Okay, it says that, but little remains of the neighborhood that the Jutes founded. One of the grandsons, quote, it's like our history here is vanishing. The area has been redeveloped by new investors. I wonder who those new investors are, who are attracted by the neighborhood's proximity to the beaches. Sounds familiar, like Jamaica, and new fancy restaurants and shops, as well as its elevation above sea level, which protects it from flooding. Blaine stated that new development has brought some good things to the neighborhood, including less crime and a modern look for several buildings that were deteriorating. But he added that it's also changing the essence of Little Haiti. So back to what the young woman basically said about Haitians running stuff. Y'all basically, got little Haiti down there. Like one of your peoples, they came to Florida. It was like, we're gonna call this place like Little Haiti. We want to basically build our own Haiti here. Our home away from home. And they built that back in the 1970s. But yeah, it ain't Little Haiti no more. I guess it's gonna be like how they do in Detroit, where they got like, the Corktown and East Detroit, Upper Detroit. I guess it's gonna be Upper Haiti, East Haiti. Like I say, you still got the population there. It ain't really changed, but everything around it is changing. So much for people sitting up there saying that Americans have a fear of Haitians because we don't know what they're going to sit up there and do. If that was the case, then people would not have moved directly into Haiti and been changing things around. The Haitians are still there, but y'all are allowing folks to change around your area that you founded, because we had somebody earlier that was trying to tell me what Haitians founded and all this other type of stuff and rah rah rah. I'm like, cool, you got Little Haiti, but it ain't Little Haiti no more. It don't even look like what it is that y'all originally created. That's wild. What is it? Chill said, for some reason, movies, TV shows, and social media, most foreign minorities think of themselves superior to FBA and look down on us. You telling them that they need to read and do their own research. Ishamo said, it's no comparison between FBA and Haitians spending power. We will always outspend them, folks. You also said that the United States will survive without Haitian spending power. That's facts. Like I said, whatever the Haitians were doing, Black Americans can easily sit up there and do that in spades. Easy. It's easy work. Do that in our sleep. Billy said, I have to go. Glad I caught the live. Stay Black, my people. Much love, respect, and appreciation to Billy. Much love, much love, much love. How long have we going? Only about like close to like 3 hours. Yeah, we did pretty good. We actually did pretty good. I do actually have other videos directly up there, but I may throw those up for solo videos. So I probably, get the work, directly on those and everything of the sort. But again, the videos that we even just went over, those are going to be listed directly up there. Those I'm going to have those, 1, 2, 3 order, and it's just going to be a whole topic. It's just going to be a whole, conversation like we had here, but it's probably not going to be as much information because again, 2 hours and something minutes going through and talking about the information and responding to comments. So yeah, it's going to be a lot shorter. I can promise you that it's going to be a lot shorter. When going over this stuff. Sham said, as Seji, you try to tell people about history and they don't want to listen. Tell them to go read for themselves and they don't want to listen. It's like they are hard-headed. Restless, what is up? What is up? You said Little Haiti got gentrified. Yeah, it did. Because again, the saddest part is Black Americans have been going through this since the inception of the United States. And even with our example, even with our history, even still with that happening currently at this moment in time in 2026, ain't none of them wanted to listen to us. They're like, oh, y'all just victims, y'all think this and y'all think everybody's out. And now this is what y'all dealing with. Now the areas that y'all created for y'all, a home away from home, now y'all getting gentrified. So like I said, I ain't trying to hear nobody crying, dog. That's where I'm at. All of the folks that always wanted to tell Black Americans, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, stop being victims and stop crying. That's my exact same sentiments. That's how I feel about this article. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Why are you allowing it to happen? Like I said, you fought back France. And now you came to the United States for something better, and you create a little small area for yourself down there in Florida, and now that's getting taken from you. What happened? And like I said, that's not me being disrespectful. That's me asking a very genuine question, knowing that the history of Haitians. What happened? Like, how do you allow this to happen? How do you have such a proud and rich history of what it is that you've done, where it's known all over the world? But then I'm reading an article about this happening. Like, somebody got to make it make sense. This is why I keep trying to tell people, like, yo, don't get online and start talking about Black Americans, because we can easily sit up there and look y'all up. Like I said, the only reason that any of y'all know anything about Black Americans is either because y'all came here to these United States and y'all lived amongst us, or due to the fact of what it is that whatever white folks indoctrinated you into believing. Like I said before, like all of this is just crazy, and people going to end up just hurting themselves at the end of the day. All of these other melanated folks out here, y'all just going to end up inevitably hurting yourselves at the end of the day. Y'all gonna lose out on everything or whatever it is that you established and built for yourselves, and you ain't gonna have nobody to help you because y'all want to run online and y'all want to start doing this. Y'all want to start talking crazy. That's crazy. That is diabolical. Gil was like, "Seji, I'm no longer your Haitian queen." Oh, wait, is Gil Haitian? I'm so confused because Gil be sitting up there throwing jokes, but I'm like, is Gil Haitian? I don't even know if Gil is Haitian or not. That just threw me off right there because Gil be saying so much stuff. Ishamo said it should be against the law for any foreigner to flee their country and turn the U.S. into the very same country that they left. I say stay home and fix up your country. Ooh, it's diabolical. Yo, Terry Flowers, what is up? Sham said, I think America should work on themselves first before even accepting immigrants. We ain't got money to take care of people. The economy about to crash very soon. Yeah, I 1000% agree with that. Restless said that's some wild work to be enslaved by the French, but pay the French reparations. I was surprised to hear about that. Yeah, some wild work. It is some wild work. Terry Flower said that they can always go home. Ishamo said, I agree with Sham. We should not help any countries until our citizens are taken care of first. That's facts. Terry Flowers said deuces. Sham also said that Trump then started this war. I need my people to stock up on rice, canned goods, and non-perishables because the market is about to crash. Gail said, "Nah, I am solid FBA." What what did Mo says? This man said Gail is definitely from Haiti. That's crazy. That is crazy. You about to sit up there and get Gail mad. Let me tell you something. Fly Guy said Kodak Black failed Little Haiti. Yo, and that's the crazy part too. Like there are a lot of Haitian rappers directly out there, or individuals that are of Haitian heritage that are celebrities, and it's like, what are they doing for Haiti? It's like when I always think about Mario Lopez and everything dealing with ICE, I'm thinking about like the Selena Gomez's, the Mario Lopez's, and all this other. I'm like, yo, where are these famous I just like to say Spanish speaking individuals because everybody is from different areas. But I'm like, where are all of these, hugely famous Spanish speaking individuals to step out for their people and to be out there, like protesting and doing this and doing that? And it's like they're nowhere to be seen. But yet people want to run their mouth and tell Black Americans, oh, y'all need to sit up there and do this. Y'all need to support us and rah, 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 rah. I'm like, that's crazy. The same thing when it dealt with the Africans. If Africans are getting deported, you got all of these Africans that's running quote unquote corporations and CEOs and getting these degrees. Where are those Africans to start stepping directly for their people? Where they at? Nowhere to be found. Like I said, it's crazy how when all of these folks come directly here, they want to be disrespectful towards Black Americans and not listen and pay attention to history. But then when it comes time to actually defend their people, everybody's like, no, that's a Black American job. Huh? How y'all just putting Black Americans on the forefront and telling us that this is what we need to do? No. Come pull up with all of your degrees and the monies and the houses that you built and form a blockade to defend your people. That's not a Black American job. That's your job. That's some crazy work. Sham was like, LOL. Mo about to be physically put in the shuttle room, tormented by Gail. Oh man, that's crazy. Sham said, Gail not from Haiti. She just likes to tease Seji. Ishamo said, how did Gail get a wrench when big enough Haiti? We got a trader. Nah, Gail's been here for, I was about to say decades. Gail's been here for years. Gail's been here for years. A lot of people don't understand that Gail be joking around. Same thing like Tippy. Gail and Tippy be joking around a lot directly in the comment section. D-Money be getting on Tippy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Isham was like, Gail, you had me worried. Sham said, however, I am mixed with Caribbean and black, and I was raised mostly by my Southern grandmother. Sham also said that my black father was adopted by a black family, and he is from the Caribbean. Yep. 100%. And that's the thing I told people before, like, when it deals with this channel, we got a variety of folks directly here. And again, that was before all of this stuff, started happening and whatnot or whatever. And like I said, I done had conversations with fields of people here, especially a lot of my moderators. And I know where a lot of folks directly stand on a lot of topics. So yeah, for me, from the conversations that I've had directly with people, I know that people are all right. I know that people are good. Gail was like, no worries, I promise. Sham said, yep, Tippy will say racist stuff, but she's not white or racist. This is the one time like I expected Tippy to sit up there and like pull up at some time because she's normally late every single time. She probably watching like wrestling or something, fell asleep on The Sims. This woman normally, she's always everywhere else every single time. Some crazy work. Diabolical. See, I knew D-Money was gonna pull up. This man was like, Tippy is white adjacent. That is crazy. This man about to bring up, the whole Butler and everything of the sort. Asher said, Haitians did not have a plan B after they freed themselves from colonial slave master. Other islands came up with a plan. Till have empathy for the country because it's black. So, like I said before, normally when it deals with these other areas, like dog, normally I don't got no problems. But we will have a problem the moment in time that people want to start speaking crazy about my people. It's like, nah, it's like we ain't doing that. Like I said, if black people want to sit up there, I'm sorry, let me just pull it back. If black Americans want to sit up there and talk amongst, one another and rah, that's cool. We got the right to sit up there and do that with our own people, right? Again, this is history based. This is something that we've been doing since the inception of this country. When it deals with other folks sitting up there doing this, like you don't have no place, you don't have no voice to even step within the conversation. When it deals with what it is that black Americans be really speaking, amongst one another like that. Like I said, when you got the where she go? We got this one. Let me pull her what's the name back? Right? When you got her right here, right? When she wanted to, why does it keep skipping? Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you got her calling people dirty black Americans, when you got this one right here saying that the first black Americans and the only black Americans that are in America are Haitians, that is wild to me. I can't even articulate the type of disrespect that is seeing somebody say that. And again, like I said before, whenever it deals with these folks, if you were to go through like her room or whatever it is, it's going to be reading Black American. That's what it's going to sit up there and do. And then going back to the bonnet crew, want to be disrespectful. This woman here, again, the exact same thing, talking real greasy, talking real crazy. And then, she wanted to be up here trying to tell us that, you shouldn't even really care what she says because she's really a nobody and da-da-da-da and all this. But then you want to take her place. You're doing the exact same thing that she's doing because you saw, how her content was able to spread from doing that BS. And now you want to be directly within that exact same frame. You're stupid. Like to any of the melanated people out here, to do like this type of grifting, rage bait, or whatever it is, like, dog, y'all 100% stupid. And at the end of the day, you're not only going to hurt yourself and your image for, 5 minutes of fame, but you're also going to hurt your people the exact same way that y'all like to classify and that y'all want to gather black people as this type of like whole like monolith type thing for this negative persona that you want to push directly on us, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. Like I said, while y'all talking about us, all of y'all countries are suffering. That's a fact. You can say whatever you want to sit up and say about black Americans, but at the end of the day, anybody who was talking negative about us, all of your countries are suffering at this moment in time. Like I said, people got their priorities jacked. Like I said, all of these fools want to pull up online and y'all talking in the United States, but you're not talking from Haiti though. That's wild. 100%. Ishambo said, thanks for the clarification at Seji. No problem. Gail said, I can't wrap my head around it. Yeah, same here. Like I said, every time I open up this app, like somebody's always talking. I promise you that if I didn't want to even just do a video off of the stuff that I talked about with y'all today and have that as solo content, I could literally spend 5 minutes and give you brand new people that's online talking a whole bunch of craziness about black Americans. Out of everything going on in the world right now, people still find their way. People can still open up their mouth on any of these apps and talk about black Americans. Like I said, it's ridiculous. Like I'm beyond the whole thing where people are like, oh, it's a psyop, it's the government, everybody's paid. No. I'm past that. You, like I said, you just got people that do this. They don't got to be paid to do it. Like I said, they're doing it trying to get paid. Like I said, it's a complete different thing. You know, like I said, it's wild work. Sham said she's stupid. Like y'all was still slaves, just getting off the boat in those islands, not even free, saying that they found the stuff in America. Sham also said William Brave founded the first black school in Virginia in 1760. I don't know how she. I don't know how. Wait, how something got it was when the person listed John Baptiste in Louisiana. I know what you're talking about. Gil said facts. Yeah, like it's just like I said, it's crazy out here, man. For me, I don't got no problems. And I will be one of those platforms that you will normally hear my voice. At the moment of time that people want to get disrespectful, we're going to get disrespectful directly with facts. Like I said, this one right here, she got to be in like her early 20s. She looks stupid. So she got to be in her early 20s. So this is why she can talk as crazy as she can sit up there and talk. When she was talking from pretty much a space of emptiness. Like there was no emotional attachment to anything. There was no type of fire there. She was just saying whatever she wanted to state. She didn't have nothing to back up nothing. At least when I spoke and gave rebuttals to the various things that she had in her videos, I put out information. I put out stats. I put out numbers. I talked about things specifically dealing with Haiti and how it is that people are affecting Haiti. It could be a positive, which still inevitably is a negative. And it could be a negative, which means that it's going to be irreversible and it's going to be horribly detrimental to the people of Haiti. So, like I said before, I like to deal with these things with information. Because when it deals with information, people really can't say nothing. If I decided that I just wanted to give my point of view and say this, that, and the third, then that's different. People, they can have whatever opinion. But when you're dealing with specific facts, black and white, people stay silent. Wild work. But anyways, we made it to about a good 3 hours. We did pretty good. Actually, it's 3:02. So we did 3 hours and 7 minutes, and it is currently 3:02 p.m. at this moment in time. So shout out to y'all folks out here that have been directly up on this live stream. Halo said you can't take the word of the official narrative given in books. Juicy Ones has rewritten every bit of history we have learned. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Asher said especially the black Americans had to work after slavery. Their government offices was white, and Haitians and the rest of the Caribbeans were in charge after slavery. We have no excuses. Sham said black Americans have been in public schools. Yeah, she's saying that we don't own our own education. We are the ones who made education a right. That's why they're attacking the education department. Facts. That's crazy. Looking at Blink, that's crazy. Gail said peace and love. So yeah, much love, respect, and appreciation. I'm gonna let y'all have the rest of y'all day because it's been a minute. I know y'all probably sitting here listening. When I shout out to my folks that's at work, listening at this moment in time. I know y'all might not have been able to really put anything into the comment section and say anything about it. But much love, respect, and appreciation for y'all taking the time out to listen and add me into a part of your day. Hopefully, I was able to help you get a part of your work day directly out. So if you got 8 hours, that's 3 hours done. You got 5 hours left. You can probably take a lunch break or something like that. For a nice 40 minutes, and make it do what it do. Much love, respect, and appreciation to all of my moderators. Shout out to any and all of y'all who have donated directly to the platform by way of Patreon, by way of Cashapp, by way of the memberships as well. Shout out to anybody who resubscribed to the membership as well. Shout out to the regulars, as D Money would say. Shout out to any of the trolls that pulled directly up to the scene, the few far and in between that pulled up, dealing directly with this topic. And again, shout out to any of y'all who's been pulling up to the platform and watching any of the videos. Like I said, much appreciated, much love, respect, and appreciation. And I will bring you guys some more videos today. Halo said the Department of Education is there to enforce the lies, and we are being taught by Rand McNally. Sham said Black Americans have several colleges across the country, and also, what do she think an HBCU is? She don't care. She probably thinks that the Haitians, started HBCUs. Like I said, it's crazy up here. Asher said, "Bless up and peace." The Money says you took all of the Black History Month off from stream. Wait, what you talking about? Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. You said I took all of Black History Month off and didn't stream. It just worked out that way because all I was doing was trying to, get videos, put those together so that they make some type of sense, and push the videos directly out. Yo, it takes a minute to get these videos together, man. Let me tell you. It takes a minute to get these videos together, man. Let me tell you. Wait, let me see. Sham says, shout out to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, there's a lot of souls. There are a lot of souls to never ever be seen ever again, because we do not got a millennium eye to pull people back. So shout out to those folks that have been buried in the Shadow Realms, and the many more to come in the future. Shout out to y'all. Ishamo said, great live stream as usual. The Money said, what I think, because I can't see it on StreamYard. You said, I'm guessing that's peace to the trolls, or love to the trolls and the regulars. Shan said, I'm gonna lay out my trap card for the next stream. Mo said, Haitian Black colleges and universities. Yep, that's what they think it is. Sham said, Seji, why people expect us to feel sorry for that dude with Tourette's? I don't know. I don't feel sorry for him. I've never seen anybody who is Black with Tourette's that decided that they wanted to be around people and start using slurs. Like, that's wild to me. And then white folks are like, oh, y'all got to be empathetic. It's such a hard thing to live with. And he has such a hard time growing up. It's hard being Black. It's hard being Black. And when we explain that to people, y'all want to make it, oh, we can't sympathize. We can't empathize. You're just trying to be victim. So, like, I'm not about to feel sorry for some white dude with Tourette's. Tourette's or not, he still got privilege. He was still able to grow up, still be white, still be able to get money. He is in the film industry. Like, why am I about to sit up there and cry tears, tiny violin, and feel sorry directly for him? Like, what? Like, that's crazy to me. That is wild. Like I said, we ain't doing that. Nope. Yo, Shauna, what is up? What is up? You said, shout out to the moderators. Love y'all. Chief, what is up? You said, what was his name? I couldn't even tell you. That's how much I don't care about him. I'm just gonna be real. I can't even give you his name. I don't even think I listed his name in a video, in a standalone video that I gave to you guys when I was talking about Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan. I don't even think I even listed the name at all. Even when it dealt with Deion Cole doing this joke and he wanted to reference what happened at the BAFTAs, he didn't even list the white dude's name. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like we know that it happened, but we don't even really care about the dude's name because he's that much technically not important. It was just the action that people care about. Like his name ain't nothing. And like I said, that realistically, that's the way that it should be. Because like I said, he really shouldn't be getting no attention like that. That's the only way that he more than likely could actually get attention to his movie about like Tourette's, because don't nobody actually care. And that's just to be real. Don't nobody actually care who's trying to really go out there and be like, oh yeah, we're about to really pack out these movie theaters to look at this dude and his movie about, Tourette's. And don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Like, but I'm pretty sure, Chief, if you happen to look it up, you could probably find it. But I'm just saying from me, like I can't even tell you because I don't even care about the dude's name. Sham said, what was it? Sham said on TV that it could have been edited out. Yeah, it was, and it was a pre-recorded video too. Sham said, let that be a black person calling somebody white out of their name and see how that goes. Oh, yeah. That person, they would have been canceled. It would have been all over the place. Nobody would have been asking for sympathy or anything like that. Sham said he was from the UK, Scottish, and how he knows that word. Yeah, that's crazy. Shana said, right. Sham said, you're not even from America. Chief up here laughing. Like I said, yo, Chief, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like, don't nobody care about that dude. Sham said his name was, what you said, it was John Davison. Man, that's probably why like that was the most average name that did not stick out. Let me tell you something. Yo, Bushido, what is up? You said good live, brother Seji. Couldn't chime in like I wanted to, but the live makes the work day much smoother. Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. Taylor said, what is up? Taylor said, when they tell you to have empathy, tell them to mind their business, for lack of a better word, STFU. And then you say you got Tourette's. Yeah, I might have to try that one day. Sham said they did 4 documentaries and a movie about him on BBC, so they knew he was a racist with Tourette's, and they still put him next to the mic, and he happens to call them the N-word. Yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, if they would have been trying to, if somebody would have got on stage to talk about religion or to say to free this and to free that, then they would have made sure to edit that out. Especially if it's pre-recorded, they would have made sure to edit that out. But they made sure to leave that in. So, like I said, you already knew what it was. You already know what it is. Sham said he had the most whitest names I've ever heard. Yeah. Yep. D-Money said the baby still hasn't fully recovered from being canceled from his outburst. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And everybody everywhere was trying to cancel that dude. And I'm like, dog, it wasn't even that serious. I think the dude came back and even apologized or whatever. But, if you're a black man and you do something, you got money, oh, yeah, people are going to be trying to just bury you. And I'm like, that's weird. Nobody finds that suspicious. Well, looks like the kids are just getting out of school. All right, but yeah, that's about it. Let me see how we looking today. Oh, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty normal. Sitting up here looking at the numbers. Oh, that's dope. We had a nice 7 that pulled up to the Deion Cole video that I did. All right. Like I said, much love, respect, and appreciation. Shout out to y'all who pulled out to that video. Ooh, yeah, I gotta really wait. Today's the 2nd. Yeah, I gotta make sure to upload a video because they're like, yeah, it's been almost close to 24 hours since you uploaded the video. So yeah, I gotta do that. Got to make sure to have one uploaded because I try not to go that length of time before uploading the video. So yeah, I gotta do that for you guys. I'm just sitting up here looking at numbers at the moment. So just give me a second. Oh, that's cool. We actually had about a good 18. Looking at the overview of the stream that pulled directly up. Okay, shout out. Much love, respect, and appreciation. We got a subscriber directly off of the stream as well too. Shout out to whoever subscribed. I think I might have saw. I know they're probably not here, but shout out to the person who subscribed earlier. Let me see something. Oh wait, do I gotta refresh this? Hold on, let me see something. Let me just refresh this. Okay, I was looking at the wrong one. My bad. 18 was from the previous. My bad. We got a nice 2,400 that pulled up. Much love, respect, and appreciation, because I forgot they don't really give you the statistics. But I think somebody did say that they did subscribe though. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to this viewer duration as well too. Oh, they got different moderator badges up here. I didn't know that. So y'all actually got like so instead of it being like a wrench, it's a shield. Okay, that's pretty dope. Didn't know that. Like I said, first time looking in the background after a minute. I guess that might have been done during an update. But also, before I go, how have you guys been doing? Can't even get my words right. How y'all been doing? How's work, your lives, and everything of the sort? Like I said, y'all pull up to the scene and always check on me. Either on a live stream or a video. Normally, try to see how I'm doing. So try to see every once in a while to check on you guys. See how everybody going. You got the dual stream. We already got that set up. Yo, SWAT D, what is up? What is going on? SWAT D said, just arriving. Okay, I got you. You said it's crazy how many of the non-FBAs been coming out of the woodwork speaking spicy. Yeah. Yep. 100%. And, and again, even if you give, you hand feed or hand deliver information, directly to folks, they're not trying to sit up there and pay attention. They don't want to specifically look at what it is that you're giving directly to them. It don't even matter if it's dealing with positive stats, dealing with black people. Like I said, it's crazy work out here. So yeah, that's actually a good one right there. So let me just put that directly in the bookmark right there. Let me see what Sham said. Could be, but what is it? Do they say the N word in Scotland or the UK? That I'm not sure. I know they do say it in different areas. Like if it's like Europeans, white folks, they will sit up there and say it in different areas. I have heard that. Sham said, I got a question. Why do they say that word in the UK is the target to black people? Yo, what is up, Pink? Oh, you was in Florida? Hey, what's up? You said just got back from Florida. Oh yeah, y'all got like the whole family got like a nice tan right now. Let me tell you, whole family got like a nice tan right now. I know y'all was out there in that sun and that heat. Was out there baking. I can already tell. Everybody coming back golden. Coming back 3 to 4 shades darker. I tell you, when you go down south, that heat hits different. That heat and that sunlight hits different. Like it's crazy. It is crazy. Sham said, I feel like the BBC told him to say it and then orchestrated the whole thing to get at Michael B. Jordan for being a famous director. Oh, you talking about Ryan Coogler? I know what you're saying. You said it was weird that they didn't edit it out even when Warner Brothers told them to. Sham also said the Brits are known to be extremely racist. Oh yeah, that's why I've always talked about the UK, and I've told and I've always found it weird that you got folks that are from the islands that want to live in the UK. I'm like, dog, aren't these the same people that basically own a lot of y'all land and whatnot or whatever? And y'all want to be still associated and attached to these folks? Y'all still want to be looking up to the kings and the queens directly out there? And I'm like, man, it's wild. But like I say, you can't tell people nothing. You cannot, you can't save people from themselves. You gotta, let people figure it out. Pink said, no, just me. My mother was supposed to have surgery, but it was canceled. Hopefully your mom is doing all right. Hopefully mom is, is doing all right. And If the surgery was canceled, hopefully that just means that she don't need it because whatever was going on ain't going on now. Like I said, if that is the case, that is a beautiful thing. But yeah, hopefully your mom and everybody is doing good. Let me see. Shem said, "You can't. I mean, look at how comfortable she was calling Meghan Markle's baby monkey. Yeah, that's crazy. But like I said, you can't tell people nothing. And you got a lot of folks out here who are biracial, and when people try to tell them like, yo, the world is going to see you differently, people don't want to listen. They just think that they're just going to be accepted, and the only people who are not accepting are pretty much black folks. And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have a very tough lesson. You're gonna have a real tough lesson at the end of the day. And then not only are you gonna have to deal with it, but your kids are gonna have to deal with it too. Sham says, so for sure, I think that the BBC set that up. And Mo said, I remember when Riley went in on those Brits on the Boondocks. Oh yeah. Like I said, man, it's crazy out here. But like I said, you can't save a lot of folks. A lot of people are going to have to, figure it out themselves. And in a lot of instances, people are going to learn that lesson later, and later is too late. Sham said, "Dirty teeth, stinking, and I don't wipe my butt. Racist, bad individuals." I was about to read that word for word. Pink said, my mom is doing just fine, but they have run a new series of tests on her heart. Okay, I got you. Hopefully everything comes back good. Hopefully everything comes back good. Sham said, LOL, I'm mad now. And Sham said at Pink that I hope your mom gets better. Yeah. Because that's I know that's very, very serious. Very, very serious. Like I said, hopefully, everything is, comes back good. That's the only thing I want to happen. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. Gail said that Pink is everything is gonna be good. Yep. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we all got the same sentiments. Dealing with we were able to hear Sham said, I'm gonna keep you in my prayers. Swati said best wishes to her mom. Health is wealth. Bars. 100%. 100%. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get me an office chair. Let me tell you something. Also, for anybody else who has a PC and you happen to sit directly at your desk for a certain amount of time, please invest in an office chair. Please invest in an office chair. Let me tell you. Most said prayers and wishes. Sham said, but Sham was like, but I'm not praying for those Brits. I pray for the Haitians though, to get your priorities right so that you can join us in the fight. Like I said, a lot of people, they'll figure it out. They'll probably figure out by the time it's too late, but they will figure it out because again, a lot of folks do not want to listen to Black Americans given the history, or even the walking libraries that we got directly in the Black community as our elders, or even things that are currently going on right now. People don't want to listen. But yeah, we're gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all have directly at it. Pink said thanks to at Gail, Sham, and at Seji. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all have at it. So y'all got the rest of y'all day. Wait, what is today anyway? I forgot. What's today? Oh, today Monday. Yeah. Shout out to Monday. Let y'all go have the rest of y'all Monday. Go order some food, catch up on some movies, anime, video game updates. And have fun. All right. What is it? Melanated said they don't They think because they made it by getting to the great United States that they are above us. Yeah, that's facts. That is facts. That's why D said cheers. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And peace out. And also, if Tippy happens to listen to this live stream, you're late, Tippy. We waited for you for 3 hours and almost 30 minutes. You're late. But peace out.